Oh, right! We dropped it!
You did drop it. Yes.
Oh, for
And
fuck's
then we
sake.
broke the
Jeez. We're
ice.
starting right into the action. I completely forgot.
And it was actually lucky that you did drop it where you dropped it, because like Stax was wandering around, Stax could have slipped and thrown drop through the ice, and then it would be only Stax against this thing. So that's the good news. So you have this cauldron, which is great. I'll drag you over to the Icewind Dale map. Give you a sense of where you are. So you're right amongst the... still halfway between East Haven and Ciar Dinaval, where you said you're going to head after this. And maybe use the cauldron to help feed that place. As been stated before, both Ciar Dinaval and Ciar Connig have been very much cut off from the rest of the 10 towns. More often than not, they got the supplies via Lake Dinashir, but unfortunately that's frozen over, and so the ferry that usually left from East Haven is gone. And of course you're still on your way to Calvin's Cairn, up in the north, where you hope to see what's happened to Garrett, whose husband reported him as missing. And of course the MVP now and forever is your good buddy boy. So let's get you back into the Cauldron Caves. And I can't quite remember, maybe you guys can help me, who did this creature attack? It was either Garrosh or Theodore.
I was Garrosh, I believe.
Actually, it tried to grab somebody, but it failed. So regardless, it doesn't really matter because it failed to grab them. I know some of you rolled initiative last week, but yeah, let's get into it.
Oh, that's nice.
Let's just get boy in there too. Oh, that water weird though. It's got a pretty good initiative. Is that everybody? 1, 2, 3. We're missing one person.
Stacks.
Stacks.
Sorry, I first had to click my token, I believe.
Yes. Yes. Classic mistake. Alright, so this creature comes up and tries to engulf Mr. Theodore. It fails, and it kind of swoops down under the thinner ice here, burst out of it on top of it. And as this thing is pretty... let's see how smart it is. It's going to go for Theodore. So this thing is very amorphous. It doesn't quite keep its shape. It's twisting, but it shoots out, and it can, right from where it's standing, quote unquote, it shoots out these long watery tendrils and tries to wrap them around Mr. Theodore, and tries to wrap him and squeeze him and bring him towards you. And they shoot out, and they roll a 17, which is enough to grab Theodore. And Theodore gets sucked in, bouncing off the cauldron as he goes. Oh. And he takes...
someone your own size.
Just going to move this cauldron to the map layer just for now. And it grabs Theodore and slams him, brings into him. And Theodore is grappled and takes 12 points of bludgeoning damage as this thing wraps around him. And it looks as if it's trying to bring Theodore right into its body, and you see Theodore kind of screaming around inside of this water. You assume Theodore doesn't have any mysterious powers, so you're pretty sure he's drowning at this point. Stello, what do you do?
Shit. Am I within range of its melee attacks? I think it's below me, but I'm not sure.
Well, this is a 10-foot incline here, so you'd have to get down. It's a huge creature. I'll say you can attack from up on that ledge from melee, but it's going to be at disadvantage. You can't quite get the angles. If you wanted to jump down, it would be a straight attack.
Okay. Yeah, so we're wondering about opportunity attacks if I moved away.
Well, one way to find out.
Shit. No more spells. I do have one final guiding bolt, however, but I'm not sure if that would hit Theodore if I attacked him with it.
No, it wouldn't.
Okay. Well, I'm gonna not to provoke opportunities since I'm not at max HP, and I'm gonna disadvantage cast my final guiding bolt.
All right. $17 at disadvantage. Wow, that does hit.
Wow. Nice.
Yeah, so it slams into the creature, and you see some of its water start evaporating. Goes. It still very much has Theodore in its grasp, though, and was at 11 points of damage. Okay.
Yeah. I'm gonna stand there. I'm just gonna say, "Release my friend, creature."
No intelligent response coming from it.
Are ranged attacks also a disadvantage or just melee attacks?
I'm going to say range attack isn't at disadvantage, but it's going to get +2 to its AC.
Alrighty. Does it look possible to drag Theodore out of there? Possibly?
Yes, but you'd...
How far in there is it?
well, let's put him right in there. He's actually inside of the creature. To pull him down, though, you're definitely going to be down at down 10 feet below. So at the moment, only Garrosh has a chance of pulling Theodore out.
Oh, yeah, I don't mind. So I want to jump over there, like maybe in the cauldron. Could I reach him from there?
Not from inside the cauldron, because you'd be inside a cauldron.
I'm not sure how, because the cauldron is just there from space-wise. Any square over there? I could reach all of them.
You could go over here.
Try from the other side. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'd be fine with that. So I'll move. I probably have to make a check to get down there safely.
Athletics, DC 10.
Athletics or acrobatics?
Oh, sorry, yes. I've always been saying that forever. Yes, acrobatics, DC 10. Whoa! You jump down, you slide, you land on your butt. I'm going to say half of a d6 damage, so you take 2 points of damage as you fall to the ground and land right on your butt. But you're next to it now?
Sweet. And then I'm going to get him out of there. I want to try.
And the snowshoes don't give him advantage? Is that just for sleeping, not jumping?
Acrobatics. Yeah, I'll give you advantage. Yep.
It's alright. Let's continue. It's only 2 HP. I don't mind. But I suppose I should still have enough movement to stand up. So,
yes, I think you would, which would be 15 feet.
With
Yep.
my movement spent, I want to try to get a hold on Theodore in there and drag him out.
Okay, you can reach into this creature as it's kind of constantly slopping around like water in outer space, I guess. So yeah, try and bring him out. Use your gonna need an athletics check to reach in and try and pull him out. You reach in and get hold of Theodore's arm and pull, but just then the creature twists and Theodore slips out of your grace and it continues to bobble around inside of this creature. 12 just wasn't enough.
Okay, so I'm gonna pull my hand out and get some distance. Okay, Garrosh, maybe we need someone stronger. And that's my turn.
Alright. Okay, so tries to pull him out. Stacks. Being thankful that this wasn't you. What do you got?
First thing I'd like to do is try to hide from it, because I assume it hasn't seen me yet as I'm standing up in the ledge.
Your only chance would be really hiding around this corner here.
I'm not out of visibility at this point because he's that tall.
Yep, he's that tall. He can see you, but if you ducked around this corner and then poked your head out again, you could attempt to hide from it. I mean, you are getting sneak
No,
attack
then-
damage, but not at advantage. But sure. Okay, so you slip
I will
around to
just
there.
move here.
Okay.
I will just make a normal attack.
Got a +2 to its AC due to the awkward angle. Ah, Stacks. You're just not getting the right shots off this campaign. Or this cave, anyway. Shots off and just clatters down over here behind the cauldron.
Right, that's 10 feet of movement. I will
Still have your
take
by the
a
way,
small step back.
With the attack, I've gotten advantage with Guiding Bolt.
It would have.
That's true. That hit.
Because...
Next
guiding
attack
bolt!
roll
Oh,
after
yes,
guiding
yes,
bolt.
yes.
Yeah,
I must... Yeah, sure, take another attack. And feel free to take the arrow back. Oh, yeah.
Oh,
For crying out loud.
Quack, 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 quack.
You have to remember that about guiding bolt, but... Yep!
Yeah. Well, good call.
Still have your
Sets.
bonus action. Dash, hide.
No, I'll stay here for now.
Alright.
Trying to keep in range.
Theodore! What do you do?
Can I cast Thorn Whip on the wall and pull myself out with it? Because I can pull everything 10 feet away.
Well, let's have a look. So, I think you're restrained, and all that technically means... I have my DM screen now, because it's so quick to look these things up. Restrained. Tech rolls... speed of 0. And... tech rolls have advantage. And Euro rolls have disadvantage. And you're going to try and Thorn Whip the cave wall. And try and pull yourself out that way. Can you bring up the Thorn Whip spell?
Sure.
This is a good idea, though. Towards a creature in range. Not technically a creature.
That's fine. I was just checking.
Okay.
So getting out is either an athletics check or what?
It's
Or it's just an athletic check.
just an athletic check.
Okay. And it's an action to do that?
It is.
Okay, so I can't give myself guidance and then try. Okay, bonus action. I will cast. Actually, first action. I will use Thorn Whip on the creature.
Okay, you can do that, but it will be at disadvantage.
Sure.
Sixteen actually does hit. So well done. So firstly, 6 points of damage. And feel free to pull the creature closer to you.
Then, as a bonus action, I will cast Sanctuary on myself.
Ooh, nice. So it can... Okay, cool. Sanctuary is up. That is concentration, I believe. It is concentration, I know that. Oh, not on the water weird, though. It isn't concentrating. But you
It's
are...
not concentration,
Actually
just
not
last
concentration.
1 minute.
Oh, isn't it?
Fucking good spell.
Oh, look at that. Okay, but you can't attack. Okay, got it. But it will need to make a wisdom saving throw to attack you. Good idea. That's your action? Or bonus
That's
action,
my
in
whole
fact.
turn then.
Yep.
Thorn Whip was action, Sanctuary was bonus action. And one is a cantrip, one is a level 1.
Ah, perfect,
I
yeah,
think
so-
you said we can.
Yep, that's right. Okay, great, nice. That was a good move. Garrosh, your little buddy is inside this thing, trying to get out, but just can't.
Gersh shouts, "Leave him, you bastard!" and jumps ahead and tries to pull him off.
Okay, yep, athletics check. Oh, you reach in and you grab him, and you grab his forearm. Theodore grabs his forearm, and you yank him out. It's outside of the water weird. And the creature is...
Flash, yeah. And I use action search.
Oh, nice.
And I attack him, or whatever it is.
Okay.
The water thing.
Yep.
Great sword.
Okay, a 15 does hit. And I should have mentioned, by the way, when your arrow... Oh, your arrow didn't actually go in, did it? Somebody hit it.
Stalo hit it with the guiding bolt, and I hit it with the thorn.
Okay. Ignore that, though. Garrosh, yeah, you swing hard and you swing true. It does get some purchase on this creature, but it's very much like hitting a sword into a water. Not quite the effect you expected it to do. So it's doing damage, but not nearly as much as you hoped it would do.
At least it doesn't split in two or something like that.
Not so far. Not as far as you can tell. So Garrosh dealing damage to it. It's hard to tell how much it's hurt because it's water, right? Water does not bleed. Is that your turn?
Yeah, that's done.
Okay, boy's gonna come rushing over, barking away. And it's gonna try and get him from above. As I said, that will be at disadvantage. And he
Don't get him, boy.
tries to bite. Oh, and he does hit! Boy, the MVP again. Bites into it, but very much like a puppy biting water. Very hard to get a grip. And it's not going to get knocked prone by that attack. It's very much like the dogs you see trying to bite a water hose that's on. Not very good. The water weird looks around it. Sees this big barbarian, that big half-orc anyway, that does some damage to it. Is going to have none of that. And reaches out these tendrils and tries to wrap them around Garrosh. Rolls a 15, so you slide out of the way, avoiding its tendrils. Stello from up above. What you got?
I'm gonna try to wild shape actually into
Sure.
Reindeer.
A reindeer.
Goldfish.
Yikes.
Oh.
Really large reindeer.
Not that big.
Really?
You're that big.
Okay.
Looks like didn't quite have the wild shape set up just right. But yeah, you're a reindeer? Yep.
Yes, and I'll guess I'll I don't know, jump down and try to attack it, like just charge down at the water weird.
Hey, where are you charging down?
I think right on top of it, just kind of jumping down with this antlers to attack.
Okay.
Let's see, I don't really have
If you
sheet for...
no, you do. If you hold down Shift and double click on the reindeer token, you'll have all the attacks there.
Yeah, I can't select the token.
Oh, can't you? 1 second. You should be able to. I'll try again.
Can move boy, but no.
Let me. Oh wait, I think I know what it is. Edit. There we go. Hello. Okay, try it now.
Yep.
And you do have 13 hit points. Yep. Okay. So you see your all your things you can do there as a reindeer.
Yeah, I can move it now, but I can't double shift click.
Ah, weird. Okay. Well, what are you wanting to do? I can see the sheet.
Yeah, I'll jump down, like nearly on top of it, or on top of it.
Okay.
sort of. And I'll
You
ram
can do.
it.
You can
Or-
do. So if the reindeer moves at least 20 feet straight towards a target, then hits it with a ram attack on the same turn, that takes an extra 2d6 damage. So if you like, you could back up a little bit on the ice and charge down that way.
Yeah, I guess. Why not? So
Okay.
back up a bit and boom, jump down.
Okay, there is the thing there. So, you want to try that shift double click again just one more time?
Yeah, sure. No.
It was bugging out for me as well. That's why I'm rejoining. Didn't work for me.
Okay, so I can just make the ram attack for you then, if you like. Oh, actually, you roll a
Yeah,
d20. This is all about rolling d20s. This will be a
Ooh, nice.
d20 plus 5.
Yep.
Ooh, 21. I'm saying since you're leaping off this thing, I won't give you disadvantage, but you do hit it with a ram attack. So roll me 3d6 plus 3.
Oh boy. Let's see.
12 damage. Okay, I'm just going to
Nice.
drag you over here a little sec so I can get to the thing. So, 1/6. How much was 12 damage? Once again, a reindeer is not the best thing to attack that, and it shrugs off the worst of your damage. Then I'm going to say you kind of hit it and you clatter kind of down here. And as you land, the cauldron clatters over here onto the side. There we go, so you land right there.
Yeah.
Good job.
And that's it. Okay, that was a good job. So yes, as I said, it's shrugging off the worst of your attacks, but you are doing damage, but not a lot.
Yeah.
So something you've never seen before, Edwin, is your buddy Goliath buddy now looks like a reindeer. Not what you'd pictured, but yeah, you got this thing surrounded. What do you do?
My jaw drops. I'm jealous. Anyway, he shakes off the "oh wow" effect and is very relieved that Theodore's out there. Then you see a little cackle of lightning from his staff and his hand. And I would like to cast Shocking Grasp, and it's up to you. Usually I get advantage if the target is wearing any armor. Metal, yes. I would consider like water also very sufficient in
I'll grant you that.
making it
Yep.
making it easier to hit. So
Lighting.
with advantage.
Yeah, with advantage, yep. And I'm assuming you're going to want to take. Wow.
Take that! Perfect hit. Looks great. Impact rather well.
What was the
little,
damage on
yes,
that? 2d8. Oh, yeah, it's a shocker.
2d8. Yeah.
Shocker.
Okay.
Aha!
Haha!
Then I shall just walk
Yeah.
away pretty much. He lost his reaction, therefore he shouldn't be able to hit me.
Yeah, he did. How good are you at walking on ice, though? Let's find out. Make me an acrobatics
Oh.
check.
Sure. I only didn't move my full movement, but sure. I'll
Yep.
make the acrobatics. Where is it? There we go.
Oh,
Not
wow.
with advantage, but I'm fine. I was
Cartwheels. Cartwheels down the ice. Fantastic. That was both an incredibly good and incredibly bad round all at the same time.
well,
Edwin on
that's
ice.
just how it is. And as bonus action, I'm gonna yell out, "Get him!" And that's it.
Okay, Stacks. Yeah, things are looking weird down there, but fortunately nobody is in its grasp yet. What do you do?
This turn I see everyone's down the waterfall already, so I will move closer and slide down the frozen waterfall as best as possible.
Acrobatics DC 10. Oh, no problem. Okay, slide down there, and I'll let you maintain your feet. Let's give you one acrobatics. So you slide down the ice. Yep.
Slide down, move over to this side, and take a shot at it.
All right, will be sneak attack damage if it hits, and it does hit. Nice. So 10 points of damage. You find just the right purchase on the creature. It's got eyes of a sort, and that's where your arrow goes. But then you notice the arrow hits, kind of slows down and clatters to the ground, not doing nearly as much damage as you want to. Any bonus
It's a
action?
magical weapon, however, because
Because
Theodore
of mine,
enhanced
yeah.
it.
Ooh, well then it does get
I-
a lot more purchase, so it does do the full 10 points of damage. Nice. Okay, yep, magical weapons do the full damage. Okay, well done.
Awesome.
Any bonus actions there?
I think I will dash and move over to this side,
Okay, very good.
just around the corner.
Gosh, this creature's screaming in pain.
Hey, Theodore's first.
Oh, sorry, I did jump you. My apologize. Theodore.
I'm so small, even the DM forgot about me. I'm gonna pat Garrosh on the back, thank him for getting me out of the creature, and say, "May more dream be with you," give him guidance, and then, since the creature doesn't have reaction, I will bolt out of there as well.
That is a good
So,
point.
Garrosh has guidance, and since it wasn't an attack or anything, I still have my sanctuary on.
Yes,
And
that
that's
is-
my turn.
That is true. That is a good move.
Wait.
So that will, if Garrosh does get sucked in, that guidance will be most helpful. Garrosh.
Garrosh is growling like, "This is not working. I'll have to drink it up, or I don't know what." He drops. He just drops the greatsword on the floor and pulls out his warhammer.
Okay.
Wields it with both hands
Okay.
and tries to attack with the warhammer.
Okay.
Bludgeoning damage.
Ooh, that does hit. The creature doesn't do as much damage still. Seems to also not, bludgeoning tends to be not very good against it, but you do some damage to it, and a little spray of water goes up. This creature loses form just a little bit.
Okay, that's it.
That's it. Okay, boy is going to try and bite from up there at disadvantage. Comes out with his bite. Chomp! Whoops! Chomp! Oh, well, it was a 13, which is enough to hit it. MVP for... Yeah, once again, it's like puppies trying to bite a water hose. Doesn't quite do as much damage as Boyd hoped. And it does not get knocked prone. And the creature turns around to Garrosh. Just have to make a watery growl, but I'm doing my best here. Rolls a 23. So firstly, Garrosh, you take 11 points of bludgeoning damage. And make me an athletics check, and you can have this one with guidance. If you so choose.
Athletics check plus 1d4, right?
Yep.
Yes.
Okay, let's see. So do I have to choose before?
Nope. So roll your athletics.
Right.
But I'm not going to tell you if it succeeds or not.
I think I'm. I think I'm fine.
You are fine. The creature comes and tries to pull you in, but you think you boost just a little bit in the eyes to get some purchase, and you resist it pulling you even closer. Stello the reindeer.
Yes. I'll guess from this point I'll use my hooves to attack. Just make myself large and stand on my hind legs and just try to fisticuff it with my hooves.
Hooves attack has to be against a prone creature for you to stomp on them.
Oh, right.
But you
well,
can
I
ram
guess
it.
I'll ram it, I guess.
Yeah,
Let's
so
see.
d20 plus 5, plus 5, yes, so that'll be a 14. So that does it, yes. A 1d6 plus 3.
Oh,
Like a 9 or 6?
9.
Oh, it was a 9. Oh, sorry. Yeah,
Yeah.
nine misses. Yeah, so
Yeah.
you get your horns in, try and gore it. No such luck. Do you stay where you are?
Yeah, I'll try to see if I can just puff myself up or try to seem more menacing than a reindeer usually does. Like, make myself the target of its attacks somehow.
Okay, make me an intimidation at disadvantage. And it's odd, but the charisma of a reindeer is -2. So it's a disadvantage and -2.
Yeah. I'll just roll intimidation here and -1 additional. Oh, with this. Let's see. One more.
Okay. Oh, we'll see how the creature...
What sounds do reindeer make? I imagine him having them stare down, and then he's like,
a low guttural growl there. Hey, Stax, you're dashed around the corner? You have line of sight on it. I assume you're,
I do, because I was hoping I could hide here just around the corner, or should I have to move a little bit further?
let's say you just moved back here, got out of sight, and then you can roll your stealth check. See if you can beat its passive perception. We'll see what happens. And yes, if you come around and attack, it will be at advantage. It has lost sight of you.
Alright, then that is what I will do.
And sneak attack if it hits. 14! Does it. And the magical arrow just rings true. Wow, 14 damage. Nice. Okay, well done.
And I'll take a step back again.
Okay, very good. Well done. Theodore. Still sanctuaried.
Yeah, I'll trust that the beast will pick on a bigger target, and I'll lose my sanctuary by casting Thorn Whip on it.
Okay.
Sorry, have we skipped Edwin, by the way?
Sorry. I have a bad habit of moving ahead too early.
Yeah, I had the same thing when I was doing Roll20. No problem.
Yeah. Edwin.
Alright, I was just gonna do my signature move with the chill touch on him. So
Okay.
see if that hits. 17.
Oh, 17. It's
17 to hit.
that's it.
Spectral hand clings to him. Can't regain any hit points. Takes 3 necrotic damage.
Okay, so your hand comes in and grabs the center of this thing, pulls it out, and it does push.
Where the heart would be.
It doesn't really have a heart, but it goes right into the center, pulls it out, and the thing explodes in an explosion of water, then dissipates harmlessly on the ground.
What? That was a kill? Hell yeah.
Nice.
Nice.
He looks down at his hands and this stuff and is like, yay! How are you doing, old man? As he walks over to Theodore.
Well, I've been better, but I'll live. That was amazing.
Well, so was your work on the bow of Stax. Have you seen the impact?
Yeah, well,
I'm glad. Go ahead.
this enchantment or this advancement you made on my bow, sure helped a lot, I believe.
Well, that was the intention. I'm glad it's working out.
Well, let's see how the cauldron's doing, because I believe it's made quite a smack on the ice.
I mean, it's a magical one. They don't get damaged
Yeah,
so easily.
you're looking at it, there's no damage, but there's definitely a crack in the ice, like about there. Yep, the cauldron, yep, a little wet is about the only other thing, and it's empty.
I want to pet the reindeer.
Okay.
Well, the reindeer is gonna nuzzle up to your hand in case you're doing it.
This is amazing. I mean, I've only heard of druids in, like, poetry and stuff, and histories. You really are one. Wow. And you're so big! I mean... Can I ride you?
Keep in mind, Stello cannot talk in this form.
That's true.
But it can nod.
It can?
Yeah,
Yep.
I guess I nod. Yeah.
I'm gonna give you a hug. Thank you, big guy. Love you. And get on his back.
All right. So feel free to drag your token onto the back of Stello. So we'll do to back. There we go. All right.
And at this point, I believe Boy is still up on the ledge, so I'd probably go down there and go like, "Come on, Boy, just jump. I'll catch you. It's gonna be fine."
Oh.
And try
Okay.
to help him down in that way.
Okay. He I had him jump down, but I'm going to have him jump down into your arms anyway.
All right.
And with the help, he does it easily enough. And then he jumps out of your arms and onto the ice. And starts whimpering and runs over here and looks back at you guys.
What is it, boy? Can you smell something? Can you hear something? You just missed Garrett.
Come on, calm down, Boy. Calm down. No need to rush.
Yeah, slow down. We need
Okay.
to move in a group.
Stello the reindeer is gonna take his antlers and poke the cauldron, I guess.
Okay.
Just like nudge it and see if the others get what he's trying to hint at.
He definitely wants to wear the cauldron as a helmet.
All right.
At the comment, he's gonna shake his head, but still, yeah.
I'm gonna. I think we used rope, right, to drag it. So I'm gonna take the rope and try to drag it to move it.
I'd like to check the hole which the water weird came out of.
Okay.
Is there anything of note in there?
Oh, that's a good point. There's almost a little bit of a cavern in there. Like the waterfall would like flow over, and there's a bit of thing back here. But you poke your head in there, and I think, oops. Yeah, and lodged in the rocks behind where the waterfall would have flown are a couple of items that were caught in the river, and you do find a couple of packs. You find an explorer's pack and a miner's pack. So if you just go to the player handbook, you should be able to see exactly what are in those things. But there's an explorer's pack and a miner's pack.
All right. I'll take them out. Guys, there's some small backpacks in here. Some haversacks. Might be something useful.
Can we even carry all this stuff with us?
Yeah, the two packs are easily enough to carry.
Okay, I guess we can take them with us. Extra equipment never hurts. If nothing else, I can use it for one of my gadgets.
Oh yeah, we definitely need to take those.
But just so you know, an explorer's pack has that in it. And a miner's pack. Oops. Has this in it. Oh, wait. Sorry, not a miner's pack. A miner's pick.
Oh,
Yeah, I
Okay,
see.
because I couldn't find the pack
Yeah,
anywhere.
Yeah.
interesting.
So, Yeah, it did sound odd to me too, but yeah, mine is pick.
Okay.
Alright, guys, let's distribute rations. And is anyone in need of a backpack or bedroll? Mess kit?
I don't have one actually. I would take that. As well as the torches and maybe some rations. Actually, didn't plan. Don't have that much travel gear. I would actually take most of it. Unless you guys want some or need some.
Go ahead. I have my own.
I've got everything that's in here anyway.
Well, thanks.
Garrosh, would you mind carrying the miner's pick? It's tad heavy for me.
Yeah, whatever. I'll take everything. I have enough space in my backpack. So miner's pick is mine. Well, actually, not in the backpack, but on the backpack, rather.
Alright, I think we've got it all sorted for now. And I'm guessing that boy is feeling anxious to find his master.
Yeah, let's leave this frozen cavern and head where we planned to go moments ago, which I don't really remember.
Which we
Yeah,
talked about
I was thinking about that. In the long term, it might be more useful if we get the what was the bag of tricks before we go north, because we can stay in the north a lot longer than we plan, and the bag of tricks would be more useful now than it would be later on. But
That's true, but like we said,
I know
talked about,
we're in a hurry. I know. Also, we don't know what's waiting for us on the way north, and we're pretty spent right now. At least we know the path that's gonna take us south.
that's true. What time of day is it at this point? Because we spent here for quite some time.
You left at first dawn from East Haven, and it was about it was 8 hours to get to. Let me make sure. 1 second.
Oh, it was 8 hours. I thought it was just 3.
No,
Then I did my math wrong.
I'm looking at it right now. So travel from East Haven, 9 hours to Kira Dinaval. And you're about 4.5 hours in.
Cardinal. Yeah, we're halfway there. Okay.
You're halfway there.
So we can still make it to either location before night falls.
Well, it's kind of perpetually almost night.
It's just gonna be pitch black instead of almost dark.
Yep, yeah, like a very much a dusk type of lighting. And is Garrosh strapping the cauldron to his back again?
Yeah, sure. Why
Okay,
not?
just wanted to sort that out before we... Okay, so you finally get out of these cursed caves. Glad to see ice giants, water weirds, hags, all sorts of things back there. But you've managed to get out there safely enough. So firstly, well done. That was a tricky encounter. And that's where you are. So you could press on to Kira Dinaval. You're more than welcome to go back to East Haven, but you would lose some time.
I suggest we do not disappoint Boy and do our best to make sure we find his owner
Okay.
alive.
Let's press on.
Okay.
No problem. Remember, before we enter the city, we're gonna hide the cauldron. Just check if they deserve to get it.
Alright.
Okay, so you start trudging your way north. It's hard going. Your snowshoes are helping a little bit. A lot of this is on ice, though. But also there's some snow that is settled on top of the ice. But you go through, the wind continues to chill you to the bone being outside. You're covered up completely apart from your eyes. Otherwise you're risking chance of frostbite on your cheeks, on your nose, things like that. But you keep up and you press forward and you get off the ice, and off in the distance you can see Kira Danaval, and I have a handout for this. This is what you see off in the distance. So up on the top there's a castle of some sort. It's got 4 towers around it. And down below there's some villages. So it's very much kind of 2 sides to this town. There's the castle. It's a really basic functioning castle. It's not going to win any architectural awards, but it's definitely doing its job. And a small collection of houses down below. Garrosh, you have actually been here before, previously. You haven't been to Kirconic, so you don't know much about that. But what you do know about this place, which I assume you relay to everybody, is it's not really many people there, maybe about 100. There is a leader of the place called Crannock Severe, and you have actually met him briefly when he yelled at you just for hanging around. You get the impression that he tends to yell at people, not listening to him, so very much hanging out from a bully. And you do know of 2 places here you could stay. There would be the Denev's Rest, which you visited a couple of months ago. And there's also a tavern called the Apple Climb. So that's what you know about it. You've stayed at both places. They've both been reasonable. But you guys are still on the outskirts of town. Still, far enough away that you're pretty sure no one's paying much attention to you. What do you do?
Garrosh, do you know of any place where we can hide the cauldron before we decide whether to leave it in this town or not?
Yeah, I think it's safe to keep it here in far enough from the village. We can cover it up with snow.
Is there any not sure how to say it, like a location that's easily memorable for when we come back to get it, so we don't look for it too much?
I'll totally remember it. I have excellent memory for geography, so you see that rock, you see that tree, I'll remember it.
It's using your Outlander feature, right?
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. Oh, and let's not let's tip it over and bury it with the opening down, because if we put snow in it, it might start cooking.
That's an excellent. Wow.
That'll be funny.
Good thoughts.
All right, so you upside down. You cover it in snow. Whoever's doing the covering and trying to hide it, make me a survival check. With advantage, because I assume people will be pointing out how to hide it even better.
I can do it.
Okay, so with advantage.
Alright.
And Stax will try to keep an eye out for anyone that might be looking.
Okay, so make a perception check. Stax and Garrosh, you do it, you put some twigs on it. It's not just like the bottom half of a snowman. It's well hidden, almost like an ice bank. You put a few twigs on it. It looks pretty much like around there. Stax, with your elf eyes, you look across over to Kira Dinaval, looking closely. You don't really see anybody. No one's wandering around. I mean, it's getting towards dusk, quote unquote. You don't see anybody. What you do see, though, is you do see a wooden frame, like about 6 feet high. And on top of the wooden frame are 6 of the knucklehead trout. And these are big fish, maybe 3-4 feet long. And there's 6 of them just out in the open there. Maybe 500-600 feet from the outskirts of Kira Dinaval.
I'll point out to the rest of them. Someone's left some food out there. Strangely enough. Could this be one of those offerings to the Frostmaiden?
That seems likely.
I must say I prefer these offerings of fish over those of the humankind.
Yes.
That is a lot better. Still foolish for a place that has barely any food.
Well,
Might
shall
be.
we?
Yes, might be like this is the step before they revert to the kind of tactics they do in East Haven. So it might just be a question of time before these people too start sacrificing their friends and family.
It just seems so wasteful.
Yes.
How far away is it from the town, approximately?
500 feet, something like that. Where the offering is.
Let's go to get some warmth in our bones. I have enough meetings with Iced for today. Try to grapple me twice.
So you start heading closer to Kira Dinaval, and yeah, as I said before, there's a. I'll drag over to the Kira Dinaval map. So there is a. Oops, one thing I didn't do. There is a ruined watchtower there that you can see that's been long done. This entire dock is frozen over. There is no movement in there, whatever. These ships that you say they are locked in place, and without a great amount of effort, they're not going anywhere. Off in the distance, you do see some people ice fishing. They manage to cut a hole in the ice and trying, I guess, desperately to get some of the knucklehead trout out. But it's proving difficult. Yeah, and there's a lot of houses. Some of them have smoke rising from them, and some of them doesn't. And you're approaching. You guys are like about here. Oh, no. Let's say you come in via this. Oh yeah, you're coming from this. Not liking it very well. Get a proper color. You're coming from sort of this direction here. Yeah, and Garrosh, you do point out that there's Dinev's Rest, which is an inn down here, and the Apple Climb, which is here. That a bunch of buildings, ruined watchtower, and you see the care of the castle up on the cliffside. Very much rising above the rest of the village.
I'm freezing. Garish, where's the closest inn, or the best one?
The warmest one, yes.
They are both lukewarm as everything nowadays here, but Nefstres is just a few paces to the right. So we might want to go there, it's closer.
Okay, so huddling up, you see a couple of locals kind of moving around from house to house. They pay you no mind whatsoever. You see them turn their heads towards you, and they just very uninterested in you guys. But you come down here to Dinev's Rest. You have stayed here before, but you notice when you get closer, Gar, something that wasn't here the last time you're in Kira Dinaval. It is boarded up. Windows, doors, all have like pieces of 2x4 on it.
What's wrong with this place? Can I just grab random person and ask them?
It says you grab a person. It's a fisherman coming in from the ice, and he's got a knucklehead trout under his arms, and says, "Well, that's probably a question you could best ask those damn bastards at East Haven. Ever since the ferry stopped coming here, supplies, everything have just shut up. We've been abandoned by everybody here. No one comes here anymore, so there was no point in old Dinev keeping this place open, so, closed up, my friend. Could try the uphill climb. It's at least open. You might find, something there, but, yeah, ever since this damn winter, it's never stopped. The ice has gone over, and those East Haven people were these decent human beings that start carting off us food and supplies, but they don't." And he just huffs off without even saying goodbye.
Damn. Now we'll have to climb a hill.
Well, the uphill climb is just called the uphill climb. You don't have to climb up, but you would have to climb up to get to the castle. It's kind of at the base of the castle, so you uphill climb from here to get to the castle / Kier.
That's a pity. I think we better go, guys.
Yeah,
I
I could use some warmth.
see an opportunity here. We could cheaply buy the Dinev's Rest and then use the cauldron to feed all the people here.
Oh, business plan.
Mm-hmm. And the campaign ends here.
People seem a bit desperate.
Yes, I think the cauldron would be a welcome addition to this town, but let's
Yes.
explore further.
Yes, let's
Gareth,
judge these not judge, but see what kind of people the people of this place are.
Gareth, would you mind taking us to the uphill climb?
Yeah, let's go.
So
And
you
I lead them
you
one street.
kind of follow the main street along there, and once again you see the odd person ducking between houses. There's some docks down here which, you know, in better times would have some type of activity there, but everything's frozen over. Once again, you see people. No one's. They glance in your direction. They don't pay you much attention. And you eventually make your way to the uphill climb. It is a little bit up, so it's a little bit of a climb. And you look out and you see rather spectacular views of Loch Dinnershire. You can see some windows that open up. It would be a nice place to stop if not for this blasted winter. You go inside, you open the door, and it is merely cold in here. It is not warm. You guys haven't found warmth for a long time. The winter has been endless for 2 years, so however long you've been here, it's been cold. But you open the doors to the uphill climb. There is one human person there working behind the bar, and there's a couple of people in the corner, just drinking some type of stew.
Is there a fireplace?
There is a fireplace in there, which is where the two guests are done around it. And if you want to do a long rest, we'll come back to this map. Just click on your token on here, and you can get a rest in. So you go into the uphill climb. There's a person there working the bar, and he sees you and gives you a nod, and that's about it. There is a 2-story building. What do you do?
So this is after the long rest in the morning, or are we still role playing our arrival?
Still role-playing your arrival.
Okay. I would beckon the innkeeper or whatever his function is, the one person that's working there over.
He's behind that bar and he shrugs and beckons you over.
Now you come here.
And the campaign ends as this goes on for 10 years.
We will starve to death. First one who dies loses. I'll go over there. I'll ask Edwin, which I should have asked before, to just use prestidigitation on my clothes to make them warmer for an hour, because it's still cold in here. And then once I'm comfortable, I'll go over to the barman.
What can I get for you?
Well, if you still have any of that stew, me and my friends would all love a round.
Sure. That'll set you back. It's 5 you gold silver piece.
No problem. I give him one. And do you have anything to drink?
Nothing to drink. Nothing that'll warm you from the insides anyway. We used to have shipments coming from
East Haven, if I remember correctly. Yes, one of your citizens complained about East Haven not sending any supplies anymore.
Well, we used to get shipments up from Good Mead, which is this honey mead that really warms the soul, but nothing. So, sure, honey mead would get it to us. The Good Mead would get it to us if they can, but this damn East Haven thing, once their precious fury was out of service, have ignored us. So we've got us hot chowder and cold water.
Well, we've seen the ferry. It's locked in ice. It's not easy to get it running. Plus, rumor has it it's been occupied by some undesirables. And we'll try to look into that. But we've notified the town's guard to at least keep an eye on it. So it's not entirely...
If they cared about it, they would have solved these problems. They don't care about us. They've abandoned us.
They have their own problems, but I see you're in a pretty tight spot here. Is everything you have to eat just comes from the lake, the knucklehead trout?
Yeah, well, we are the knucklehead trout something. You get damn sick of it after a good 2 years of knuckle trout. But
2
this
years, I can't imagine. Oh.
Yeah, fresh vegetables. Occasionally we might hunt down a deer out there, but knucklehead trout at least fills us up. And you see the guy, he's a human guy. He's got a beard and a mane of hair. And a lot of people you do here do keep beards because of nothing else. It keeps your face warm. But his skin is patchy. He doesn't look the picture of health, like he's not running any marathons soon. But he's also not collapsing either. And that's really typical of the people you see here. They're sick because of A, an endless winter, B, a diet consistently primarily of fish, and just almost depression as well. All right, so let me get those chowder and take a seat. And
thank you.
You guys
Just
take a seat. Yes.
Doesn't Torga Icevein ever come here with his wares?
Oh, I haven't seen Torga for ever since the winter came. And he used to peddle his goods in better times, but we haven't seen him out here since this blasted winter started.
That does sound bad. But does nobody travel here?
To be honest, we saw a group of humans. They stayed here briefly. Then let's see, there was a human, there was a halfling, there was a tiefling, and one other creature which I can't remember. But they stayed here overnight, then headed up to Kirkonig a couple of nights ago.
Could be the group we're looking for.
Possibly.
Sounds like them.
Probably.
This creature that you didn't recognize, would he be tall and tattooed, perhaps, like me?
Yeah, that does sound familiar. Yep, tiefling, halfling, human, and a big bastard like yourself.
Yeah. I'll take that as a compliment, I guess.
He didn't mean no harm. It was just for the alliteration, you see.
Yes, I guess.
He shrugs. He doesn't care at all if he offended you.
Dear Bob, as you can see, I'm more of a scholar myself, and I was told I might find knowledge or lore in the chaos. Is there a library, by any chance?
You'd have to go up and talk to the speaker.
That is Cranach.
Yes, that's correct.
Speaker Cranach.
Hopefully
Alright.
you've caught him on a good day, because he's been taken sick. He's been sick for a while now. We don't see much out of him. He comes out occasionally to sign some documents, but he's bedridden from what I hear most of the time. So he's not in a good mood the best of times, but sick, bad mood, bad combination.
Thanks for the fair warning. I shall watch my words carefully then.
Yeah.
By the way, we saw some food left out in the snow on our way over here. Is that your sacrifice for the Frostmaiden?
Yes, damn real. We're not sure what she wants, but we put out offerings to her. We're pretty sure the local creature gets the food, but yeah, that's our sacrifice to Uriel. I heard in some other towns they're sacrificing people. You say what you like about us, but at least we're not so barbaric as to sacrifice our own people to the Frostmaiden. But yeah, that's our sacrifice to Uriel.
Yes, stick to the... I'm not sure how effective it is, but yes, try to stick to sacrifices of the trouts. I guess that's better.
It's better than people. Quite frankly, we don't have enough people here to sacrifice in the first place. We're a small village, if that. But don't think it's not easy. I mean, it's probably, maybe 20% of our food we're putting out there each time. So it's not without sacrifice. There's a lot of good eating. On a knucklehead trout, you can say that for them at least.
Yes. How's the situation with you? Are you starving or?
Well, we're not quite at the point of starving, but we're getting close.
Any word on the situation in Kirkonig? Are they in the same dire situation?
Well, Kirkonig, while the lake is providing some food, we're really doing our best to do some hunting. And quite frankly, some of our hunters have butted heads from Kirkonig. So any friendly relationships we may have had in the past have long gone. There's an old bastard of a dragonborn up there that takes care of the city, but he's drunk most of the time. I suggest you stay well clear of Kirkonig. They're not the friendliest.
Well, fuck me.
I mean, they won't shoot you out on the street. I'm just saying they're not the friendliest group of people. And quite frankly, what the hell are you doing here in Kiradinaval anyway?
just looking for a missing person, and they were rumored to be somewhere north, which means our path will probably take us through Karakon again, maybe even further.
Hey, wait a minute. I just remembered. I don't care. Let me get you your food. And he stomps off into the back of the kitchen.
He
That was
asked.
rude.
Can I make a perception check to see if he's talking to anyone in the kitchen, maybe letting anyone know that we're looking for people?
Sure. Make a perception check.
Sorry, I think I disconnected for a second there.
You listen in. You hear him, we assume, preparing the stew for you, and he's not saying anything. And in fact, the only sounds you hear from the kitchen are the sounds he's making. You get suspecting that he's the cook, he's the innkeeper, he's the barkeeper, he's the waiter.
Okay.
But I assume you guys take your seat not far from one of the fire that's crackling away. You sit around a
How is the
table.
fire? By the way, is it like possible to make it bigger and warmer?
It's in a fireplace. The fireplace opens on both sides, and then it goes up a chimney right to the center of it. But there's some firewood around it. It's crackling away quite nicely. There's always ways to get warmer, so if you'd like to try something, you could.
Oh yeah, I was just thinking I could use controlled flames to make it, I don't know, a bit bigger, but not like spill out of the fireplace, just a bit bigger to create more warmth, I guess.
You make the flames crackle up, and Stello, who I assume is not a reindeer currently.
Yeah, it reverted a bit before since it took 9 hours or 4.5 hours to get here, so you can only be a reindeer for 1 hour. So
Okay, so the flames do go up, and you see Stello constantly moving his hand and keeping the flame. As long as you maintain, some type of concentration on the flame, you can make it a little bit warmer.
yeah,
But,
sure.
So nothing really mechanically, but you do feel slightly warmer.
Oh, that's better. Thanks, Stalo.
No worries. Figured you might be a bit cold.
So, Stax and Gavrish, I mean, you're on the road quite a lot, frankly. How do you spend your evenings? Do you know any card games or something?
Well, we usually just exchange stories or. I was actually wanting to learn this knucklehead carving thing. I don't know. I still have to find someone who would teach me. Nowadays, people don't have much thought for it since all the trade kind of frozen, So
True, true. I honestly lack a little bit of entertainment away from the big cities. City of Splendors. There's everything that you can imagine. People spitting flames, card games, or other board games, chess, checkers, everything in every tavern and inn. I'm bored, honestly.
I'd say good pub brawl would be fine. But if I remember right, last time you talked me out of it.
Yes, that's not my field of expertise, so to say. I didn't mean to start a brawl.
Yeah, I bet him
Please don't punch
forcefully
me.
on the back.
All right. Um, any other scenes you want to play out, you guys?
Well, by the way, Edwin, something comes to mind. You asked, or you told that story in East Haven about a magician out smarting some nobles worshipping devils. And I've been thinking, were you referring to yourself in that story?
A story? I can't really remember. I'm trying to deception this,
Okay.
trying to play it off.
Yeah, sure.
There we go.
I
I'm
guess
definitely
I'll,
not good at it. He avoids your eyes, kind of scratching the back of his neck. It's like, I don't know what you talking about.
It's not
I guess I'll use
necessarily a failure. Oh, well, now it's a failure.
Definitely should
Yeah.
definitely be below his like passive insight as well.
Oh, yeah, passive insight, yeah, but that's not great. But yeah, he's holding something back. Yep.
I'm just gonna smile and I'll drop it. I won't pry too much if he doesn't want to open up himself. So I'll just smile and nod.
Okay, but after 5 or so minutes, the proprietor of the inn comes and he places 5 bowls of some type of stew in front of you and throws some spoons in the center of the table, not handing to them individually. And then he goes back behind the bar, and he looks quite forlorn behind the bar. Like there's usually like spirits and stuff there, but it's just bare. And he sits on the stool behind there, just looks depressed. The stew, it's definitely warm, which is good. You see pieces of what you assume is knucklehead trout here and some type of clear broth.
Did he spit in our bowls?
I'm not sure what type of check that would be. Maybe.
Investigation?
Sure, investigation. That's as close as we're gonna get. Investigation.
Or insight.
You have a look in. There's you don't think so. I mean,
Sweet.
you think he's grumpy and depressed, as most people are here, but maybe
He's
not
not an
quite to the
asshole.
last. Yeah, that would be a fair description.
Alright, I'm gonna devour the stew, warm myself up, and at the earliest possible time, shall leave for a good night's rest.
Okay.
Spending some time studying.
Okay, so you the fish broth stew is satisfying. It does warm you up from the inside. It's very fishy, chunks of fish there. There are some large fish bones in there, and you suspect they're not so much there because he's careless, because there's some flavor that he's trying to extract from the marrow in the fish bones. So you devour it. You feel warm, and yeah, it's good.
What do we owe him for a place of rest and the
You haven't asked him about a place of rest. You've just asked him about the food, which set you back a silver piece for 5 servings.
Yeah, I already paid for the food.
45. Gotcha.
Yep.
But we'll take 6 because we got boy with us as well. So it's 6 silver pieces probably.
Sorry, no available guest accommodation. Can't stay here.
What?
No available guest accommodation. If you're looking for a place to rest, I mean, go to Denev's Rest. That's closed up. You might find some like at the Care if they're nice. They might let you in here, but yeah, no guest accommodations here, I'm afraid.
All right. And this is something I say when he is away from the group. I could try to enter Denev's Rest. It looked abandoned. We might be able to just put our sleeping bags down there, maybe heat it up a little bit, and be gone in the morning.
I was thinking the same thing, and I would be happy to assist you with that.
Yes.
Maybe we could go to the care and actually figure out if they are nice people. If they don't let us sleep there, we can always go appropriate another building, right?
Yes, I didn't mean to spoil the fun, but I believe as long as we have other options, we don't have to do something criminal.
Sure.
That's
I
true.
mean, the care is close by. We can go seek an audience, and we'll see if they'll accept us.
So off to the care then.
Okay, so you head up there. It's a bit of a climb. It does rest atop of the cliff there. And you approach it. There is some... let me just check one thing. Yeah, you approach it, and as I said before, there's 4 big towers overlooking it. You can see there's some like arrow slits there for a place of defense. And you approach the front gate. I mean, it's a depressing castle. It's you wouldn't want to retire here, but if you wanted to keep safe, at least serves that purpose. You do see smoke rising from a couple of places, a couple of chimneys that are perched on top of the main keep. But you come there and there's a big set of doors that are closed there. And yeah, you do see some movement up in the towers. You assume there's some guards up there. But yeah, what?
Is the gate open or is it shut?
It's closed.
Hello! We demand entry, if you wouldn't mind.
Demand is a pretty strong word.
We would like to talk to Speaker Craddock Seaver, if possible.
Okay, just 1 second. Getting organized here.
Bam, roll initiative, 20 arrows hit you, you're dead.
You hear from above, and there's like a gatehouse above the gate, and you see a figure peer over and says, "Who are you? State your names."
I look into the group. Well, I'm Edwin Rhodes, and I am a traveler. I was told I might find knowledge here.
And at the mention of the name Edwin,
Oh, for fuck's sake.
he looks over. Edwin Rose. We've been expecting you. Come on in. You can just push on the gates. They're not locked.
I'd like to do an insight check to see if he is welcoming in a way of we were expecting me and we have a chamber ready for you, or we were expecting you and gonna lock you up this moment.
Inside.
You see Edwin swallowing like this is either really good or really bad, you guys.
You get the impression that he was almost kind of excited almost that you were here, like they were waiting for you, and now they've been waiting for you, and now they've finally arrived. Didn't detect any malice.
All right.
Okay, let's hope this is good, shall we?
Acquaintances of yours, Edwin?
I
Lead the
can't
way.
remember ever being up here, but yeah. Let's see how this goes.
Okay, the gates are before you. According to the person, they're not locked.
Garish, would you mind you're the strongest, and these look like big doors.
Sure. Okay.
Sorry. By the way, Malcolm, did
Mhm.
we? No, we didn't take the
We
full.
didn't
Did we?
do the long rest.
Okay. Yeah.
No, you didn't. So,
Okay.
but just keep it for now. And we might have to undo that, though. I should have warned you guys. So, Garrosh, you put your half orc shoulder in it and push into it. It's almost budging, but not quite.
Really?
Might be frozen. Edwin can can melt the ice, I think.
Okay, I'll just try to brute force it.
Try to what, sorry?
Just brute force it. I'll just like
Yeah,
move away a bit and try to.
you are brute forcing it. It's giving just a little bit.
I'll take out crowbar and pass it to Garrosh. Is it Garrosh or Garrosh? Just so I say it properly.
It's however you like it.
He doesn't care.
I'll give him a crowbar to help him out.
It's not budging, guys. Okay.
Okay, with
thanks, I'll
with
try
the
it.
with
Let's just try together, guys.
the crowbar doesn't really help. It's more the weight of the thing. There is a little opening here. Yeah, Garrosh, you suspect if someone lent their shoulder as well, it'd be possibly easier to swing open.
I'll help as well. I guess Goliaths have a pretty good push and pull capacity, so
Okay,
I'll assist.
with the Goliath and the half orc, the gates swing open. And you see there's gates on the other side, and there's you look above, it's not hard to see there's some portcullises, and they are raised. So you can pass under them safely if you wish.
Sorry, what is behind the gate?
Oh, there's another set of gates. Double set of gates. Gates here as well. And these
These little
portcullises,
things are-
they're portcullis, but they are raised, so you can pass underneath them safely enough.
Okay, I try to open the second one.
I'll assist.
Yep, okay, with the assistance, I'm assuming your combined strength is at least 20. And they open. And you're into the courtyard. And, yeah, there's footprints in various places in the snow around the courtyard's perimeter. There's a pair of double doors to the keep right here. To the east is a small single-story building with a snow-covered roof. This area here, there's another really small, what could be an outhouse here, a small hut. And there's lots of footprints going from like the front doors of the keep to the outhouse over here, and some going to the structure here as well.
So,
And do we see any more soldiers, people?
Every so often, you see people moving between the towers, going along this walkway. Like you'd have to walk up these stairs, and you see them kind of ducking back and forth between towers, over here too.
Do they seem hostile or wary or of us?
Make an insight check.
Okay.
They're looking at you closely, but they don't appear to be threatening. What you do hear, though, even without a perception check, there's lots of barking coming from in here.
well, do I get the feeling we were welcomed in, but where shall we go? I'm
Well, Edwin, I
around a
think
little
you
bit
should.
confused.
Let's just go into the big doors. I
Yeah,
assume they're
that sounds about
expecting us.
right. Okay.
I open the door.
Okay, sure. So open the door. What did you do with the gates? Did you close them behind you, by the way?
Oh, I guess we Yeah, we can do that.
You
Guess
don't have the
that's-
door open usually. Yeah.
So you close the doors, the gates.
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah, I guess. Yeah, Stella would have done so after entering.
Okay.
It is the polite thing to do.
Yeah. So just move into the keep there if you like, and inside of this room, the door opens to a grand hall. It is dimly lit by some chandeliers, but missing most of their candles. There's 3 long tables in the center of the hall littered with dirty dishes. There's a stone staircase that ascends upward to the upper level of the keep here, and you see where the doors are. And there's a young tiefling slowly collecting the plates and cleaning up. And directly across from the main entrance hangs a huge banner showing what you assume is the livery of Care Denival. Have a handout for that. Just give me a second. Here. Yep, this is the banner you see proudly displayed kind of up here. And yeah, this little tiefling is
Conic.
Oh, no, you got a preview of their one there. Sorry, here is Kira Denival. Yeah. Almost the same. So that's up here. That's
like
up here.
the fish.
And this tiefling is young and she just quietly collecting up plates.
Milady.
Assume you're addressing the
Yes.
tiefling, yep.
Yes.
She looks up at you. She's a female. Yes, sir.
We mean no harm. My name is Edwin Rhodes, and I was told to be. I'm expected apparently. Can you help us out? It's our first time in this very establishment, and I don't know where to go.
I'll go get Kadroth. He tends to know what's going on around here. Never meets you in the eyes.
That
Moves.
would be most kind. Thank you.
And she disappears into this room, closes the door behind her. And you hear some shouting from inside. What do you want, you dirty little girl? Why aren't you just cleaning up the dishes? Why aren't you doing your job? Get back there and do your job. And you hear the quiet voice of the tiefling saying, I'm sorry, Thu, but I think these people want to talk to Kadroth. They want to talk to him. Well, get out of here. I'll ask him. Get out of here and get back to work. And she kind of stumbles out the door, falls to her feet. You suspect he pushed her or kicked her or something. And she quietly gets back to her feet and goes back
I
to
would like
cleaning
to
the
help
dishes.
her up. You okay, miss?
Yeah, I'm fine, thank you, sir. Let me just do the dishes. I'm fine.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to bring harm upon you. And I shall press a gold piece into her palm.
She looks at you with oh. Yeah, and her iPhone goes off right at the wrong time.
Wait, she doesn't need no money. She's rich.
And she puts it back into it. And she looks at you wide eyes and she whispers, I've never actually seen a gold piece before. Thank you so much, sir. And she slips it kind of in.
I'm gonna hand her a ration that I have.
Okay, her eyes are very wide now, and she just stuffs it into her clothing and gives you a nod and goes back to clearing tables.
Take care of yourself, little one.
She nods. Keep quiet. And she disappears into this room over here. And You hear a much deeper voice saying, Thoob, just stop. Go clean up or something, you damn fool. And this man comes out. Oh, well, it's not a man, actually. It's a tiefling. And before anything else, I'll show you what he looks like. Because the handout for him's pretty cool. There's a tiefling. He's dressed in red. He's very portly. And I just have to whisper something to somebody, so admire the artwork.
He looks like a good and honest guy.
Hey, no stereotypes here for
He's kind of
tiefling. Some tieflings are great people.
Was the tiefling girl red-skinned as well?
She...
Did they look like relatives?
No, more blue.
Gotcha. Just checking.
Okay, no, different colors. Okay. All right. So, yeah. So someone should have seen the whisper, but if you could just whisper me back. I don't want to say who it is, so if you could whisper me back that you got my message and you understand it, that would be great. Getting a reply back. Oh, looking at the wrong place. Oh, yep. Sorry, I was expecting you to whisper in Roll20, not in Discord, but I...
That works as well, I suppose.
Okay. And the guy goes, Greetings, my friend. My name is Kadroth. Welcome to the keep. And, why don't we come somewhere a bit more comfortable and we can discuss matters as they may. So, come through here. We have a sitting room here for guests. And he swings open their doors and come have a seat. And he sits here in the corner.
Oh.
Let me just turn off the grid for now so you can put yourself exactly where you want to be. You're not limited to the grid. He sits in the corner and says, let me check that. Okay, yep. So welcome to Caer Dineval. You are most welcome here. It is nice to have you, and let me just say that we've been expecting you. I believe it's Grosh, Stax, Delos, Theodore, and Edwin, if I'm not mistaken.
That is correct. How did you know we were coming?
Well, the master who we worship, shall we say, he let me know to expect some travelers, and he told me your names, and you are most welcome here at the keep, and we're hoping that the master, yes.
Yes.
He-
Who's that?
Wow, he has rescued all of us. All of us here owe him a debt in some sort, and he speaks to us through our thoughts, as if there's a voice in our head. We just refer to him as the master.
Oh.
Master or mistress?
Oh, definitely master. It's definitely a master for sure. So, Slightly, why are you here in the first place? As I said, I've been expecting you, so why are you here? Let's start with that.
Well,
Is
we are
this an
actually looking for someone.
interrogation?
You're looking for someone?
Yes, some travelers came through here a few days ago, I believe.
Oh.
He is the master of this, very good boy here.
No, no one's came through this way, I'm afraid. Well, not through the care, at least. They might have passed through the village, but not through the castle.
Well, we are looking for him, and that's what's our next stop is going to be. Karakoni.
Oh, you'll find no warmth and comfort there. I mean, there's some trading posts there, but yeah, best to stay there as little as possible. They haven't been friendly to us in this blasted endless winter.
Dear Kadraf, I am Edwin, and I was led here in the belief that I could find some information, some law, potentially.
Well, we do have a library on the upper level,
Well, that's fantastic.
but unfortunately it burnt down.
That's not so fantastic.
Fire and warmth are hard to come by in these times, and, well,
You did not.
we did.
Intentionally?
We did.
You mother...
Careful, you are welcome here, but there's no need to be rude. No
He
need.
releases a big sigh and is, after that, staring down Kadraf. So, your master told you that we would come. Interesting.
Yes.
And what does he want? What did he tell you?
Well, put it this way. I've read your book.
Have you now?
Yes.
Have you now? The High Bent Hellborn?
Yes, the
Well.
High Bent Hellborn. It's
How did you like it?
quite scandalous. I thoroughly enjoyed it. I mean, it sounds as if these people were worshipping Asmodeus, and if you're going to worship a devil, it shouldn't be Asmodeus. I mean, he's the worst of the worst.
Well, that is somewhat true.
And I've heard that. Well, why are you here? Why? I think I know, but why are you here and not back in Baldur's Gate? I mean, Baldur's Gate is a bit of a shithole, but it's a lot safer than the Dale is at the moment. So I'm interested in what your thoughts are. Why you were here? Surely you
first
could
things
just stay
first,
back in
without-
Baldur's Gate.
Without saying anything, you all can tell that Edwin's whole body language suggests no good. This is definitely the worst thing that could happen. Well, I was about to run to protect the people I love from potentially evil, sinister devil worshippers like I expect you to be one.
Well, let me be absolutely clear. We do not worship Asmodeus, and anybody who is annoyed Asmodeus and his followers are most welcome here. You are welcome here. We do not
Who do
worship
you worship
Asmodeus.
then?
The Master?
Edwin,
What is
please,
his name?
calm yourself. We are guests here.
Yes, you are a guest. That is correct. And we can offer you protection. You are welcome to stay here. I suspect Asmodeus has sent some ghastly creatures here to hunt you down, and you will be safe within these walls at least. Assuming that we can come to some type of agreement at least.
Is he sincere? Do I trust him?
You can make an insight check and tell me what you think.
I'd love to. Instinct. 13.
Okay. Let me just do something. Yeah, you see, he seems sincere, and that it doesn't immediately appear you to no harm. He does seem sincere that you detect some when he's talking about Asmodeus. You see a little bit of kind of almost spits out the word as he's disgusting with even the word coming out of his mouth. So he's no friend of Asmodeus, and he seems friendly enough. But he does, as he said, well, he goes on to say, so yes, we can provide you with assistance here, no problem, but we need to perhaps some sort of alliance.
Well, I can only speak for myself. These are 3 people that travel with me.
Well,
But what are you offering?
let's just discuss here.
More specifically, what do you require?
Well, there have been some Duragar. They've been up to something in each of the 10 towns. We've had interactions with them there. So we need someone to stand with us against the Duragar. We're not sure what they're planning, but if they, for example, assaulted the castle, would expect you to stand with us.
They assaulted the castle. Well, how did they even do that? It's a pretty defensible position, isn't it?
Well, it is defensible. They haven't attacked yet, but we know that they're up to something. And we're just going to say that if you're an enemy of the Duragar and whatever they're up to, they're definitely up to something. I know they have a base somewhere up in the spine of the world. I have no idea exactly where it is, but they're up to something. Then you need to stand with us against the Duragar, which I don't think is a big ask.
It does sound reasonable. To
Except
protect your
we-
house as we're staying here.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend. So yes.
And we did hear about these Duragar back in East Haven, yeah.
Yes.
So it's not even that far off of our original plans. We have too many, that's true, but doesn't sound unreasonable.
Well, I'll tell you what. If you find their fortress, and you kill the leader, a guy called Zaradok Sunblight, that'd be most appreciated.
In which direction would this fortress lie? If you have any, probably not specific, but like general idea of the.
We'll come over here, and it points you to a map of Icewind Dale at the floor on the thing. And he says, "Well, as I said, it's somewhere on the spine of the world. This massive mountain range that separates us from the Sword Coast. Somewhere in here," and he starts vaguely pointing to areas. Somewhere there. As I said, I'm not sure where it is, but if you could bring me the head, that would be great. I mean, that's not too much to speak of for an alliance, is this? You're friendly to us, we're friendly to you. Perhaps you could bolster us a little bit.
It's the spine of the world is a bit of a ways off from here, though.
Very dangerous, and very dangerous as well.
It's fairly off of our path at the moment. We are in a bit of a hurry to rescue someone, so I would hope that this is not a very high priority. Well, do you have information that they will attack soon?
No, I do not. I'd consider this information important, but not in an immediate sense. I mean, quite frankly, he's a warlord. I suspect he's behind these old things, and I know they're up to something, but I don't know what. I mean, we do have our soothsayer upstairs, Haleth. She doesn't tell me anything, the old bat, ever since I told her that ever since I told her that the master despises her. She hasn't talked to me very much.
Since the master has been mentioned several times now, would Edwin know of any deity or other powerful being that is referred to as the Master and opposes Asmodeus, by any chance?
Make a history check.
Sure. Shit. Misclick, sorry.
That's right. Oh, there we go. Okay. A lot of. So you're asking who's referred to as the master.
Yeah.
Since he said that he spoke into your head, and since he said he knew your names, you suspect that the master is some type of otherworldly beings, and opposed to who would oppose Asmodeus, every other devil in the 9 hells. I mean,
That's what I expected. But
so
I
it
still
could be that he worships one of the other devils in the 9 hells. It could be that he worships someone who opposes Asmodeus, which is, it could be a demon, for example, as opposed to a devil, someone from the abyss.
But a fiend nonetheless.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
So you
So
suspect a
doesn't ring
fiend.
bell, nothing more.
Yep.
I mean, the Master is very vague.
Yeah, so it could be a powerful devil, could be a powerful demon.
All right. Thanks.
Now, one thing that's at the back of your mind is this guy's talking to you. He's talking to you from a place of authority. He is not the speaker. If you remember, the barkeep did tell you that the speaker was sick.
Yeah.
Oh,
But he does have some level of authority to him. So are we in agreement? You be friendly to us. You attack Duragar on site where you can, and we'll keep you there. And Edwin, since we admired your book, you'll be safe from any creatures that come to attack you here. You have safe haven from the devils.
Dear Kadrov, while you certainly have a certain level of knowledge that gives you power, and I much respect it, I am not 100% sure that you are in the position to offer that security and welcome in the care. Isn't Speaker Krenok Seaver the head of this operation?
Oh, he is very sick at the moment. I just done what any decent person does and take over the management and the running of the castle. Somebody needs to do it. And I've
you
taken that
wouldn't happen
mantle
to
upon
have
myself. Sorry, insight check? Sure.
very, very trustworthy guy.
Okay. Not necessarily a failure, but a bad roll nevertheless.
I mean, can anybody else roll as well? Because we're all listening to this.
Sure.
You wouldn't happen to have anything to do with the illness of our dear speaker, would you?
Stax, do you want to make one as well? And who am I missing? Someone hasn't done it.
Garrosh.
Garrosh, yeah. You don't have to Garrosh, but you can if you like. Oh, there's Garrosh. Wow. 6, 6, 4, and 4.
Depends in sight of OUO, definitely.
Stax, you can't get everybody apart from Stello. You can't get a read on him whatsoever. I'm just going to whisper something to Stello. Oops. I could type.
Nevertheless, at least I shall accept your offer of protection if it is sincere.
Yes, you're most welcome here. I'm afraid we just have some bed rolls in an adjoining room. You're more than welcome to spend the night there. You could.
Yeah, we were about to ask that anyway, for there is no inn taken in any travelers at the moment, it seems.
Well, No other. The Dinev's Rest is closed, but the other one, the guy's a little bit odd. I think the winter hasn't treated him the best. I suspect there were rooms here.
Well,
He just
that's
wasn't
no
offering them
winter.
to you. At the uphill climb, he's an odd gentleman. That man. But anyway, I have said enough. I assume you're tired from the road. We do have a room that you can stay in. It's really simple. It does have some bedrolls in it, though.
No, that sounds reasonable, yes.
Okay, I'm sure Mare can help you out. She's a little tiefling girl that was out there. And the person who you saw, this is the person who you assume kicked her. He's just standing there and kind of grumpy. Very grumpy.
Before we leave the room, can I make a perception check if anything stands out?
Sure.
Oh.
You have a look around the room. That is a good roll. Let me just check my notes. Nope, nothing out of the odd. It's a very well-kept room. Some of the cushions are a little threadbare, but it's comfortable. So there's a warm fire crackling in the hearth there. And during this conversation, well, as you're looking around making your way to leave, Mira slinks in. She gives a sideway glance at the guy who kicked her, stacks the fire a little bit with some wood, and then retreats back slowly. Well, I will let you take your rest. It is getting late. If there's any other questions, perhaps we can catch up in the morning.
Of course. Have a good evening.
If everyone's leaving, Stax will just delay a little bit, and
Sure.
as it's a little bit out of earshot, we'll go to Gadroth. And would it be possible if we spoke in private for a bit?
Of course. And he opens the door. Why don't you just step in my study, Stax? Do you want to have this conversation in private? Shall we switch over to the other voice channel? I think that's probably best, actually.
Yeah.
So let's
Sure.
cancel out of this voice channel. You guys can talk amongst yourselves. So what is it, Stax? What can I help you with?
Well, I noticed the amulet that you're wearing, and at this point I reach out and take mine out as well. And as you can see, I've got one as well. So
Where did you get that from?
that is the question that even I do not really know the answer to. I walked into these frozen lands a few weeks ago, but well, as you can see by my ears, it was not truly without a cost, and I would have probably not made it if not for the one that put the amulet around my neck.
Tell me, boy, girl, who do you worship?
Well, as I need to have that look that up really quickly.
But it's some elf god, I assume.
Yes.
So let's just say you say the same of the elf god, probably Cyrodiil or something like that. And he replies back, it is most surprising you have the amulet. Actually, make a persuasion check. Yeah, make a persuasion check. He's not quite sure if he's going to believe you. So just make a persuasion. Ooh.
And by the way, the religion, I worship Fenmarel Mestarin, the elven god of wildlings, outcast and isolation. It's truly a tribal god.
Well, you can tell people that if you like, but I don't believe you. I think you know who you worship. And let me tell you the story of how almost every person in this castle. We have all been saved from the master at some point. We were alone in the snow, and surely we would have died if he hadn't come to our aid. And let's say we made some deal, and I think, Stax, you know the deal I am talking about. The amulet gave us warmth, and since then we have worshipped him without question. So why don't you just spit it out and tell me who you truly worship?
I am sorry. I am still unsure of what's going on. But I do know that the cold does not hit me like it did before. Did you also get a form of marking?
The amulet did keep me warm in the snow when I was down, and the master saved me, and we talked, and we made a deal, and he rescued me. It sounds like he rescued you too, but you still insisting you worship that petty elven god, when the master... And he looks up to you straight in the eye and says, "You do worship Levistus, right?"
I cannot answer.
Look, you can
This
play
question-
games. You can play games with your other friends, but the only way you can get up in that blessed amulet around your neck is the Levistus himself came and saved you from the cold. So you play games as much as you like, but I know, and you know, you're a worshipper of Levistus. Now it seems you are not being truthful to me. You have not been honest. I've revealed much, and you have revealed little. So perhaps it is best as you leave now and go back to your friends.
I understand. I do hope we can speak again. I have much to think about. My apologies for not being completely open about everything yet.
Okay, be gone. And with that, you leave the room. He slams the door behind you. And let's go back to the other voice channel.
Water weird or anything. Just kind of fun.
Okay, I'm back. Dax is still stuck in the other channel. Me. Yeah. You coming back to the other channel there, Stax?
Yeah, coming. Sorry.
No problem.
Okay,
so in summary, Stax, you get the Vorpal sword you requested, and you're now level 10. So congratulations.
Awesome.
So you see Stax returning back.
Just multi-classed into Warlock. Made a deal with the master. Gained 300,000 HP.
And
Probably not.
Mir
That's
comes...
slightly bewildered. And
While you were in there, Stax, we'll say that Mir comes over, opens this door up for you and says, "Come in here, here's some simple bedding for you." And she starts stoking this fire, and there's just some simple bed rolls on the ground.
I'll pick the one farthest away since I'm not really bothered by the cold.
Okay. And who gave her the gold piece? Who was that?
Edwin.
Edwin, yeah.
Edwin. She comes out, and I assume there's a fire going in there. And as she comes past, she gives Edwin. She looks around, making sure no one is looking. Go Edwin's a quick hug, and then disappears into this room.
Oh, I hug her back. I mean, I'm very small for a human. She's probably my size. She's
okay.
probably my size.
Yeah, she's like about 13, 14, something like that. And Garrosh, probably all of you heard this as well. You hear the sounds meh, meh, from in there.
Orgy.
Odd that you went straight there, but that's okay.
You said water in my mouth. Fuck you.
You don't know me.
Hey, that's exactly what it sounds like.
Well, if we want to investigate, we'll send stacks, but I don't think we're quite welcome to just walk all over the castle as we please.
So that's what you heard from that room. Gosh, you staying out there, or you're going to this room they have set aside for you? Oops. You're muted, Garrosh. If you're talking to us, we're all ignoring you.
I think it might be still. Oh, he's back.
There we go.
It just came back.
Yeah,
Can you hear me all right?
yeah, we can hear you now. Not that you're not muted.
Definitely.
Are you joining them in the room they had set aside for you?
Sure.
Yep, very good. And Mir comes back in again and gives you some simple grilled fish and places the plates down there, glances around you, gives a nod to Edwin, and scuttles out again.
Thank you, young lady.
And
Well,
the
I
door is
believe-
closed. Yep.
believe I owe you some information, I believe.
Yeah. By the way, I would just like to say this. When he talked about the speaker being sick, something about that. I don't know. It's might be nothing, but it's. I don't think it was telling the whole truth. It might be. I don't know. I'm suspecting he might, seeing as he's worshipping some kind of creature or being. He might be deliberately keeping him sick to, I don't know, appoint himself as the new speaker or the leader of this place.
Well, if you get that feeling, I couldn't read him really.
Yes.
I still hope we can talk to the speaker at some point.
Yes.
Get a closer look at him. We can ask in the morning. Yeah. Yet. About all the other things. I'm not really sure what to tell you. So if you've got questions, ask. I suppose.
You're a writer?
Well, I do write and scribed a lot in my life. I was in the Waterdeep. That's where I hail from, right? Not Baldur's Gate. I was at the academy at Blackstaff Tower. Very infamous in Waterdeep itself. Worked as a scribe, as a wizard's apprentice. I always had this will to gather secrets and gather knowledge. You know, my dear my dear mother actually was an acolyte of Ion, and I kind of got that from my growing up, I suppose. Wrong place, wrong time, and saw some nobles worshipping devils. And I felt the obligation to expose them, because that's what brave people do. No?
Yes. Yes.
And Blackstaff Tower, I mean, Force Grey, I want to become one at some point. I wasn't even appointed Grey Hand, the rank of Grey Hand at that point in time. Yet I wanted to rise and protect the city, so I researched, I gathered information, and, well, not just clues, but evidence. Put it all together, made it not a book, but rather an expose. Published it, and, well, shit hit the fan, as someone says. I well, got hunted. I made powerful enemies, and because I wanted to protect my family, my loved ones. I ran away. Foolishly.
Still,
And now he
still,
promises me protection against all these evil guys.
still, it's never foolish to strive to do good. I suppose that's yes. You're a decent man, like I've always said, Edwin.
Yet I owe you all an apology. I did tell Starlo about this earlier. Yet I did not. I weren't entirely honest with you guys, and I sincerely apologize to put you in this predicament and potentially dangerous situation. I can completely understand that you abandon me and walk away, for you have nothing to do with this, and I am, if not a liability, at least
No,
something that can bring danger upon you. Yet I believe you can clearly see my intentions. As I always said, there's strength in numbers, and I'm less likely to die or get attacked traveling with, well armed and proficient mercenaries and soldiers like yourself.
well, we're also less liable to die by having you around. So it I don't know. It's
I'm trying my best to repay that service of yours.
and you've done so many times over. Do not put yourself down, my friend.
Thank you, old man. Your words mean a lot to me.
How old is Stalo, by the way?
In his 60s, roughly 66 specifically, but yeah.
Devil worshipper.
I'll ask Edwin. You wouldn't happen to have a copy of your book with you, would you?
I do actually. I'm not sure if you allow it, Malcolm.
Yes, yeah. If you want a copy of your book, you can. Yep.
Because
Up to you.
Actually,
Your call.
I will smile and say like, well, that is not my only book, but if you're looking for the Hellbent Highborn, I do indeed have a copy. If you want to flip through it.
Oh, I would love to, if you don't mind.
I mean, it's knowledge, and you can't undo knowledge unless by powerful magic. You should know that you might be a target as well if you read through it.
I can't help myself. I will read through.
Edwin is gonna chuckle and hand you like a little script. Malcolm, we haven't defined further how thick it is or what it is exactly. It's called an expose, I believe. It's like maybe 15 or 16 pages.
Yep.
Something like that. Just like stapled together loosely. It looks a little bit worn out by travel. Right, was in the back all the time. Isn't like just like some raw notes tucked together. Well, there you go. And enjoy, or don't, for that matter.
Thank you. I'll get it right back to you. I mean, 15, 16 pages shouldn't be
That's a quick.
It shouldn't
read,
take long to Theodore to read them.
Garrosh, Stax, you have anything to say? Are we good?
Good night. Come on,
Sure.
I'm just tired after today. That like we needed we fought the hag and I lay down on the icy floor several times. I really need some sleep.
Go help yourself. I certainly don't want to keep you up too long. Stax.
I go over to Edwin and I just whisper to him, like, guess this is his way of saying he doesn't mind.
What about you, Stax?
I think I'm going for a little walk. I need to think about some things. I'm sorry. And Stax will head out and start to walk around the castle, trying to stay out of sight a bit stealthily. just not to attract any attention.
Okay. Mira the Tiefling isn't actually there, so I'll drag her out the way. Okay. Feel free to go up to the stairs if you like, and you can make me a stealth check also if you like. Okay, so I'm just going to drag you over to the second level over here. Yeah, that's what you see. Just some. Assume you can see. I'm not sure if you can see it, but there's a doorway here and a doorway here.
She'll just go to the first one and see if it's unlocked.
Yeah, seems to be unlocked. Now open it.
Yeah. Oh, sorry.
Sorry, I got to do right of that. So swings open, and you see what you see.
And just continue, not really caring left or right. Just mainly walking around. If there's any closed doors, you'll just ignore them. And
There's doors there and a door there.
any of them unlocked?
Which one are you trying?
North one.
Okay, it is not locked. Swings open. And inside of the room, you see a very old lady. And I have a handout for said old lady. If you give me just a second.
Boom, hack, you're dead.
Always. No, she'll just think it's a hack and shoot her straight away.
What? It's not coming up now. We'll do it this way. That's annoying. Let's try one more time. It's being. Sorry about this. Just give me a second. That is weird. Let me just refresh my page. Okay, so there's an old lady there. She's in a rocking chair. She's a dwarven lady. She has one wooden leg. Like her legs, you assume, might have been lost to frostbite or something, but literally only one leg. And she sits there, and she's got a plate of knucklehead trout just to her right. And she says, come in. It's it'd be nice to have someone to talk to.
I'm sorry, I wasn't here to intrude. If you want some company, of course. And I'll step closer to the fire.
Yes. Warm yourself up. There we go. A reload helps. This is what she looks like.
Awesome.
Very old. And she says, you came here with your companions, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, I see some of the... I see the future, so I saw you guys coming.
You saw the future? You're the one that warned him that we were coming.
No, that would be the master. Old Levistus himself.
Okay. So you worship him too?
Yes, I know where my soul is going. I know that after everything is said and done, that I'm going straight to hell. Now, Stax,
Sure, okay.
Stax, I would like to talk to your friends as well. Would you be so kind as to bring them up?
Of course. Just a second, be right back. And I'll go back to the rest of the group and tell them,
Sure.
there's an older lady that wishes to speak to us all. Would all of you be alright to postpone that time for just a bit more?
Garrus is already snoring, I believe.
Theodore's still up reading the report. Edward's
Uh,
report.
I
Yes.
certainly wouldn't mind.
Yes, who is this old lady?
To be honest, I was so lost in thought that I did not even ask her name. But please, I would have normally asked her to follow me, but she's quite old and not very mobile, I believe.
I'll be happy to join you.
Yes, I'll come as well. This sounds interesting.
At this point, I'll probably kick Garrosh, like, come on, bye. Big boy.
I'll try to
What's
shake
up?
Garish a bit, wake a bit.
What's Stacks? Solo, what's up? Something happening?
There's something interesting. Could be worth investigating. There's this old lady. Stax seems to imply it's
Oh,
important.
not another hag, really?
Is she a hag, Stax?
I do not believe so.
Okay, let's be over with it so that I can go back to sleep. And Garish takes off and remembers to take back on his trousers. And fortunately,
By the way, could I do a religion check on what I know about Levistus?
Sure. You've heard the name. You know it's not something good. Beyond that, you don't know.
All right.
I mean, some of your players, I
make
suspect.
one.
Or,
Can I make one as well as a cleric?
has anybody mentioned Levistus?
Oh,
I have-
yeah,
That's why I'm not
probably
answering
not.
either.
I think Stax. I mean, I kind of let it slip with the dwarf. She did say the name, but
Yeah, but I didn't hear it. So
no, you didn't.
No.
But let's just make one anyway, because you're about to hear it. So make a religion check.
Can I
Yeah.
as well?
Yep.
I'd definitely be interested. Religion. Let's see.
Not so much. Theodore, are you going to share this information with the group?
Yeah, definitely.
Do you know who Levistus is? Does anybody, as a player, know who Levistus is?
No.
Yes. I have a vague idea.
So,
Vague idea of the Religion 9 role, I believe.
so Levistus, Theodore goes on to explain, is a ruler. He's one of the rulers of the 9 levels of hells. I can't remember the level. It's the 5th or the 6th level, something like that. Stygia. Yeah, it is Stygia. I'm not sure where that is. And it's a layer of hell that's covered in ice and cold and trap things. And Levistus is the ruler of that. I think with the 23, you also know that some Levistus made a play to take on Asmodeus to become the ruler of all rulers in the hells, but he failed. And as a result, Asmodeus trapped him in a cage of ice. So be ready to visit Stygia, and I suggest that you don't. At some point, you'll see this massive demon creature, literally in ice and not moving, but still being able to, rule and give edicts and stuff. But his punishment for taking on Asmodeus was being trapped in this ice prison. And that's what
Taking on? Taking
Sorry, go
on?
Yep, he tried to take on Asmodeus and failed, and this was his
He-
punishment.
He fucked his concubine, honestly. And his daughter, if I'm not mistaken. It was more than just taking on him. It was kind of
Oh
personal.
boy.
Yeah, Asmodeus does have a. I've run a couple of campaigns of Averna, so I'm strangely up to date on the levels of the 9 hells. And one of the 9 hells is ruled by Asmodeus' literal daughter, but I can't remember much more beyond that. Anyway, so that's what Theodore relays to it. And do you guys make your way up to the room?
Sure. Know where it is.
Well, I need to drag you, so everybody just stay still. So you head up those stairs, and I have to drag you across to the slightly other map. If you scroll across to your right, you should be able to see yourselves, but I'll ping there in just a second. Spoy is fast asleep over there. Does anybody wake him?
He's fine.
Okay, so you're all over here. And, well, lead away, Stacks.
Just this way, guys. This time I'll gently knock on the door. And
Yes,
step in.
come in. Come in.
Here we are. Here's everyone.
I don't have much to, many seats, so you just have to sleep on the floor.
Sleep?
So, this lady, I assume you all saw the handout. She's bundled up under a thick quilt and sitting in this rocking chair between in front of the fire. As I said, she has a peg leg, and next to her on a small table is a small plate of food with, you know what it is, it's knucklehead trout. And she says, I've been dreading this moment. And now she starts munching on the fish. Nothing but knucklebone all this time. Anyway, grab a seat on the floor, get as comfortable as you can. I'm a bit of a soothsayer here. I've seen things from the future. And oh, that fool Cardoth downstairs, he's an idiot. Don't listen to a word he says. He doesn't know, but you've come to the right place. And you will be safe here, as long as you follow what Cardoth does. But I must...
What happens to those that don't?
Well, let's just say they tend to find themselves out in the cold. I mean, if you think that the current speaker is the ruler of this castle, then you are indeed a fool.
And what has happened to the speaker?
The speaker is less sick. Let's say more of a prisoner here. He is not sick. If you wish to speak to her more, he lives across the other side, she says, gesturing over in this direction. But he is under guard, and getting any sort of talk with him will be a challenge, but if you wish, I wish you luck. But I must say that the master talks to me too. And I have foreseen things, and the master said that some adventurers would come, and perhaps they could, in a very real sense, save Icewind Dale.
What? Us? Really?
If not you, then who?
We're not really strong enough for such an undertaking. But you have seen this, Revered Mother.
I said visions, not so much seen it. Have you heard of a man called Zaradoric Sunblight? Zaradorok Sunblight.
Yes, the Dwargar leader in the war, warlord.
Yes, that is the one. It's Zadorok. Gotta get my pronunciation right. Zadorok Sunblight. Kadal thinks he's just a nuisance, but I can safely say that Zaradork's ultimate goal is the systematic destruction of the 10 towns.
And what kind of... how would he go about doing it? Is he related to the endless winter going on, do you think?
Not sure if it has any relationship to this blasted winter that I'll be pleased not for it to end. I don't know. I just do know that he has a fortress hidden somewhere in the spine of the world. And he is up to something. I do not know what. But I do know that the fortress contains, among other things, a forge that is powered by the still beating heart of a red dragon.
A dragon?
Yes.
Wow.
Not a dragon, but the heart of a dragon that still beats. And if you care for the 10 towns at all, which is not a given, but there are many lives here. If you choose to take on Zaradok, then you will need to defeat him. Otherwise, the 10 towns will surely be destroyed.
Why does the master care about the 10 towns so much?
That I do not know.
Is it the ice? The cold? The sea? I mean, from what you told, Theodore, this is some kind of frozen devil guy?
Maybe if you got down on your knees right now and pledged your soul to Levistus, he might tell you also. Maybe he'll reveal things to him.
No, I revere the moon, but I do not judge in these times.
So, do you care for the 10 towns? Is this something you would choose to stop?
Well, I do not speak for the others, but anything, if we could improve the situation here, it's... yes, I do.
If it is my destiny, I shall follow.
It does sound like a proper way to repay him, if this is his wish.
Well, I'm not sure what more I can tell you. I mean, Zaradok wants nothing more than the destruction of the 10 towns. This fortress is in the spine of the world. It contains the still beating heart of a dared dragon and powering some type of dreadful forge. And... Stax, come here.
I approach her and kneel before her, just to get on eye level.
And she grabs you by the cheeks, not in a rough way, and brings you closer to you, and she looks deeply in your eyes. She says, "You, my girl, you are not ready to take on Zaradok. You are still green behind the ears, as I suspect the rest of you are. Now you need to test your mettle against the horrors that haunt the farthest reaches of Icewind Dale before you can possibly hope to survive the perils of Zaradok's fortress. So I suspect you bide your time, find out the ways of Icewind Dale, and when you feel able to, try and find Zardorok's fortress and do your best to defeat him. Otherwise it is surely the doom."
I shall do so.
Revered Mother, how would you suggest we test ourselves or know when we are ready to face him?
Come here, let me look at you in the eyes.
I'm gonna lower myself down and look at her with my one eye.
She does the same thing. She takes a Stello, looks deeply in the eye, holding your cheeks, and she looks into you and says, "You will know when you are ready." And then she looks deeper into your eyes, not breaking her gaze. Then almost a light flickers in her eyes. And she smiles. And then she seems to remember something. And a look of horror crushes her face. And she falls over, her head lolls to her side.
Oh, something.
Starlo, what did you do?
Nothing. Revered Mother, are you?
I'm going to kneel down and try to, I don't know, help her.
She does not respond.
Yeah, can I make a medicine check to see what's ailing her?
You can.
Oh, let's see.
I'm gonna cast Detect Magic.
In a very real sense, using your dedicated, you've seen this before, and there's a medical term for it. She's dead.
Oh.
Of course.
I didn't.
You do not get the impression that I mean, she had her hands on you. You do not have your hands on her. And her hands fall limply to her side, of course, just slip off the side of your face.
Starlo, what are you doing?
She just keeled over. I'm not sure what's happening.
I mean, did you just... What? Can you healed us before. Come on.
Yeah, I'm all spent. I'm sorry, I don't have anything.
Calm down, everyone. Is this the first time you've seen death?
No, but
No,
this looks really bad.
But it was her time. She even accepted it herself.
Her head lolls to the other side.
Just let her be.
I'm
Let
gonna
us
stay a few
notify.
doors. Stop that, you!
Are you attempting any healing things on her, Stello?
No, I don't really have anything, so can't really.
Me neither.
What a shame, but like Stack said, when your time comes, it comes.
Did she seem like it was her time, like, or was it something that just happened? Like, I don't know. It was, yeah. Was she supposed to die, or did something happen? Like, when she looked in
Judging
the eye?
by the picture, her time came about 15 years ago.
That would be a fair thing. It seems as if she was make an insight check.
Okay.
See if you can work out what she was about. You're not sure. But you do know she spoke to you and then she died. Whether those two things are related, you don't know. I mean, you maybe not the best conversationist, Stello, but you've never literally talked someone to death.
Well, now's the first time, Starlo. It's a very odd timing.
Yes, it is. I'm sorry, Revered Mother. I'm gonna lightly close her eyes so she looks more peaceful.
Mm-hmm.
Theodore's gonna search the room and ask Stalo to look away while he searches her as well.
Okay.
Oh,
By the way,
magical.
you guys
Yeah.
take a rudeness point. You didn't bother to ask her name. So everybody's on one rudeness point.
Where can I mark that down? Sorry.
Maybe in resources like arrows, put 1 point of rudeness.
I mean, how many did she get for not introducing herself?
Why do you think she's dead?
Yeah, she accumulated 5 rudeness points. You look around the room. Are you searching her body as well?
Theodore, we shouldn't disturb the dead.
I'm just trying to pick up clues as to what happened.
Yeah, yes, okay. I'll trust you.
I
I'm not
understand, but this
taking
is
anything
not.
that doesn't. Sorry, what was that?
I'm sorry, but this is just wrong. We should just notify someone. And this really appears to me like she just died of old age.
Yeah. Okay, I'll leave her alone.
Maybe we should call for
Stax-
help before she gets
Stax
cold.
Stax will walk out and try to look for the tiefling girl and notify her.
Help! Help!
The old lady died. Yeah, she
The
does that
soothsayer.
every time.
Okay, so if you're literally yelling out help, sorry, it's good to get organized here. You hear the voice of Cardoth's coming stomping up the doors, followed by a couple of the guards, a few guards. He says, "What is it? What is it? What's happening?"
I'm terribly sorry to bring this news to you, but as we were talking to the soothsayer, she passed away.
Get out of my way! Get out of my way! He kind of pushes through and goes into the room, checks her out, and says, "It's about time that the old bitch died. All right, you two." And he points to a couple of the guards, and they pick her up. They check her out, and it's obvious to anybody that she is dead. I guess bury the old hag outside. She's been hanging on for too long. It's almost a mercy that the old bags died. Anyway, you guys bury her. I'm going back to sleep.
You said, do not dishonor the dead, Mr. Kadroth.
If she knows where her soul is going, she'll be dishonest enough when she gets to her destination. And he storms off down the stairs. And the guards pick up the body of the soothsayer. And one of the guards, not so crash as Cardoth, he gently picks her up in their arms and says, "Sleep now, Heleth. Sleep now." And then he pronounces this word, which is her name.
Hethil.
Hethil, that's it. I was trying to make it a hit sound for Hethil. Sleep soon. Sleep now, Hethilel. I know you'll get no rest but where you're going, but for now your time here is over. And they take her away and outside. What are the rest of you doing?
Going to bed.
Okay,
Having
so
nightmares.
Not much else we can do.
well, I will drag you all
I-
back to your chambers, but let me know if you don't want to be there.
I just say, well, that was interesting. See you tomorrow.
Weird coincidence.
Yes.
So back in your room, the fire is still lit. Are we missing someone? Oh, and
Hello?
Yeah, I can just, let's see. Yeah.
Oh, Stella's over there. Here we go.
I got myself.
Oh, very good. Okay, so I think we dragged at the same time, which is why I kind of doubled moved. But you gather in this, at least Morma, your cobblestone room, but there are some bedrolls here that you could take your rest on or digest what was revealed from this dear old lady who seems to exist no more. And I guess Garrosh instantly falls back to sleep, and Boy is still cozily tucked up beside the fire.
Before I go to sleep, I want to talk to Stax.
Stax, you stayed a bit behind with Kadroth. What was your? What did you talk to him about? If I may ask, I don't want to intrude.
It's all right. I think most of it has come out into words anyway, and at this point I pull out my amulet. And you may have recognized this as the same amulet Hethiel was wearing as well. As is almost everyone in this building, this castle. I'm not entirely sure how I got this, or from whom, but however these answers are appearing at this moment, I have much to think about.
Yes. Did you know the soothsayer? She seemed to be familiar with you.
As much as it appeared so, I have not met anyone in this castle before.
Well, it seems we have a destiny. Or a purpose, perhaps.
Strangely enough, appears so.
Odd. I do not know if if we are up to the task, but what do you think? Do you think it's something we could do? Help these people?
I'm not sure. But if there is a way, then I do think we should do it. And as she said, it's not as if we have to do it straight away. There obviously lies a path before us.
Yes.
Although at the same time, I do not know if I wish to walk a path that is laying in front of me.
I know what you mean. We do choose our own paths. More often than not.
That is what I've always been told and how I've lived my life. But let's rest for now.
Yes. A good long rest will do us all good.
I hope so.
So Stax and Stella, you settle down. You notice Edward and Garrosh are deep asleep. Is Theodore reading the book?
I'll finish the manuscript, yes, and well, if Edwin is asleep, I'm not gonna give it back until morning. I don't want to wake him up.
What you learn about it is there's a lot of some of the noble families in Baldur's Gate. I can't remember their names also off the top of my head, but they're literally worshippers. Oh no, sorry, in Waterdeep. They're literal worshippers of Asmodeus, and Asmodeus has helped them a lot. And that is what, according to the book, that's what Edwin discovered, found some proof of it. But that's what the book says. It says fairly definitively, with proof, that this family in Waterdeep worship Asmodeus, and that's where they're getting a lot of their political power from. But eventually you finish the book, you close it, everyone else is asleep. Stello, Stax, you fall asleep. I'm not sure how peacefully, but peacefully enough that you do indeed get your long rest. So if you haven't clicked on your long rest button, feel free to click on the long rest button, and you wake up in the morning.
Or do we?
Heart attack, you're dead.
It's still dark, because it's always dark around here. Dusk is a good description of it, but it's definitely morning time. You notice that the fire is still raging, and anybody with an ounce of common sense know that someone must have come in here and stacked the fire while you were asleep. And morning comes.
Sorry, what was the name of the tiefling girl? Once again.
Her
I
name.
don't think we found out.
You did hear the person who kicked her say her name, and he did say Mir.
Mir.
Mir. Yep.
Thank you.
And the boy gets up, shakes around, and just waits patiently to see what you guys are doing.
Well,
I reapplied +1 buff on Stax's bow. Until I say otherwise, I'll always do that in the morning.
Very good.
Because I have to repeat it after every long rest.
And before leaving the house, Edwin always casts Mage Armor on himself.
Okay, so we'll assume Mage Armor is cast first thing in the morning. Nice duration on that spell. Okay.
By the way, I would like to use my other use for my star map to cast Augury, actually. So I would like to study my star map and try to receive an omen regarding if it would be a good result to leave for Koenig the next 30 minutes, or if it would be a good result to stay here and search around.
So the question is it would it bode well if you left for the care first thing, or would it? Yeah, it's so you concentrate on your sticks and you connect. Who does Garrosh Astello worship?
Saloon.
Saloon.
God of stars.
Oh, that makes sense. So you concentrate and you look at the star maps and you feel the presence of Saloon, and it is comforting. And you see the star map, even though it's a static thing that you use, it starts shifting around and it starts shifting around, and the stars kind of flitter this way and that and go back and forth, and nothing definitive comes out. So weal and woe. So meaning if you left, it could be good results, it could be bad results. If you stayed, it could be good results, it could be bad results.
Okay. Strange.
Do I know what he's casting as a cleric who knows divination spells?
Yeah, everybody's seen this before. A lot of people use sticks, a lot of people use cards. He's communing with his goddess to try and find out what's happening. You've seen this a million times.
Does Stallo actually share what he's doing?
Oh yeah, I'm gonna roll my star map back up, and sorry, I was just trying to ascertain the best course of action for us.
And what might that be?
Well, I was trying to see if we should stay here or head off as soon as possible. It would seem it would be both good and bad for either of the choices. So I'm not sure what to think of it.
I'll whisper in his ear, just in case somebody from outside is listening. Could you do that and ask where we should leave the cauldron?
Oh, I could. I would have to. I'll have to use it each time for each town, I guess. But it has to be, of course, within the next 30 minutes. So I'm not sure it would count.
Oh, of course. Yeah. Besides, this town may not be the most deserving, or at least its leadership who isn't.
Yes, they might abuse it.
Are we going towards Care Koning today? I think that was the plan. Or did anybody change their minds?
I'm fine with that.
Let's go.
So-
We'll probably go this way on our way back again.
Yes.
While petting boy said, "We're still looking for your master, are we not?"
This is more like a
Yes.
seal. I apologize for that. Definitely more of a seal type of sign. And as you're leaving the room,
Yes. I assume we get breakfast first.
yes, Mir comes out and she serves you breakfast, which is grilled fish, grilled knucklehead broad. And Kardoth comes out. Says, "Good morning."
I nod.
Good morning.
So
Thank
what
you
if-
for the delicious breakfast.
As I said, that's fine. We are allies now. We must work together and be as honest as we can with each other. And gives a sidelong glance at her stacks. Honesty is important in alliances. And then he holds his glance at Stacks, and then goes back. "So, are you staying with us? As I said, Edwin, we can offer you protection here. More than welcome to stay."
That is most kind, but we kind of decided to leave. We still have a little quest up at Kelvin's Cairn that we have to take care of first.
Well, your business is your own, I guess, but feel free to come back here anytime. You'll always find I apologize if the bedrolls were not the most comfortable, but you'll always find at least a warm fire here and some food to fill your stomachs. We are allies, after all.
Well,
Keep that in mind. Thank you very much.
yes. Thank you for the sustenance.
Do you have any way of contacting us in case the Duragar show up at your fortress? While we're away, I mean.
That I do not have. I apologize. But keep an eye out. If you see the castle in flames or the town in flames, you know we are under attack.
Well, let's hope we don't see that.
Let's hope. But as I said, I don't trust those Duragars. And, yes, kill them on sight would be appreciated. And I have to say, Edwin, I suggest you at least stay behind, because if those devils come looking for you, you'll find no better protection than right here. So maybe it's best if you stay with us, Edwin.
I did give a promise. I shall accompany these people. Deal with this task first. After that, I shall overthink my decision.
I'll keep it in mind. I suggest you maybe come back here after you've finished your business.
Our way back leads through Caer Dineval once again, most likely. So yeah, I shall stop by.
Of course. Well, I'll leave you to your business then, and take care out there. It is quite cold. And he retreats back into his chambers.
Alright.
Before he leaves, I wanted to ask one more thing. If he knows what the Duragar are trying to forge with the help of the Dragon Heart.
Dragonheart? What's this Dragonheart?
Oh, didn't he tell us about that?
No,
No,
the
that was the
soothsayer did.
Oh, then I won't ask. Sorry, I thought he told us.
Okay, take a point in deceiving the DM to reveal something about an NPC, but then not really doing it. Oh, I'll leave you to your business then, and then he retreats back to what you assume are his chambers.
Well, I guess we'll be on our way. Edwin, would you mind warming up our clothes? It's gonna be cold outside again.
Again? Sure. And I shall prestidigitation before heading out, to at least start them out warm.
Oh, by the way, could I take an hour sometime in the morning or wherever to make a music box with my tinkering tools?
You can certainly try.
Or actually, that'll only work for 24 hours. No, I'll. No, it's okay. Well,
right.
forget about it.
Okay.
I wanted to give it to Mayor, but it'll only work for one day, so that's not a good thing.
What you doing over there, Garrosh?
I'm being busy on. I'm done. I'm
He was in the outhouse. Let's not ask too much.
Yeah, be sure to wash your hands. Very important. Okay, so
The yellow snow.
so you push the gate open. The portcullis is down, but you yell up to the person in the portcullis slowly raise, and you make your way safe out of the castle, and you leave Caer Dunival to once again be outside, and the wind continues to blow coldness into your bones. Well, I guess you're up here now. What do you wish to do?
Do we go around the town to pick up the cauldron or through the town?
Do we want to take it with?
I mean, I would take it all the way to Kerkonig and see if we can leave it there, if they deserve it more. I don't want to be walking back to get it and then
Yeah,
back
sure.
to Kerkonig.
Yeah, that's very smart, Fyodor. I have not thought about that.
Also, we can use it on our way to make lunch.
Free food's always welcome.
What's that, sorry?
Free food is always welcome.
Oh, I thought you said Malcolm. Free food is always Malcolm.
Malcolm is welcome as well.
Yeah, that's the classic rhymes.
So we go back, grab the cauldron.
Okay.
I assume we can find it?
Yeah, Garrosh. Is it Garrosh or who was the Outlander?
me. Yeah.
Yeah, so
I don't remember where it is.
yep, thoroughly. And you go there, it's still well hidden. The only thing is more snow has built up upon it. There's assume snow's always coming down, but it's not by any means a blizzard at the moment.
Yeah, I use the ropes, strap it on, and we can go.
Let's put something over it so they don't see it. I mean, they won't probably recognize it as a magical cauldron, but still, let's just
Right,
protect
so-
it a bit.
I have like a tent, so I just use my tent. I spent like a few minutes to cover it up,
Okay.
and it's hidden with the tent.
Oh, one last thing I'd like to do in Caer Dunival is to see if there's a shop that sells arrows.
Okay. There is. It's a. Sorry, I'm just adjusting something here. There is a shop. It's run by a middle-aged lady who sits in the corner and depressed. But there are arrows there. You could get them, but it's effectively double the price what you'd normally pay for them. I think gold arrows for 30 are normally arrows are usually a gold piece for 30. So if you want 30 arrows, it's going to set you back 2 gold pieces.
I assume we're close by, and I say, I still have all my arrows. I never used them. You can have mine if you wish.
If you don't mind, I could use any of them.
You can take all 20 of them. I don't think they'll be useful anytime soon.
Why do you have
Or
arrows,
just leave me-
Fyodor?
Because I have a short bow. but have you
Never
ever seen me use it?
Wow. I did not expect that.
Oh well.
thought
I'm not
you-
very good at shooting it. That's why I usually just.
I thought you
leave it
thrifty
in
gnomes
the
would prefer crossbows with bolts, or maybe even something more explosive, like a cannon.
Takes too long to shoot it. Plus, I'm not
True.
very strong to carry it around. So I prefer my thorn whip, I guess. Does the job better than any bow or crossbow.
Alright.
At least for me.
True that.
Well, if I can have your arrows, then let's head out.
Okay. Just leave me like 2 arrows, and you get 18, just in case I ever need to
I'll leave you 5.
use them for some tinkering.
I'll leave you 5, and then I should be set for a few more battles.
Okay. And if you run out, you know where to find a
Sure
few
do.
more.
Okay, so with the rather depressing town of Kira Denival firmly behind you now, with perhaps some questions to be answered there, but questions for another time. You make the 3-mile longs following the path this time to Caerconnig. The snow continues to bite into you. You look round your companions and merely see eyes as their snowshoes trunch along. The wind bites, it is cold, it is miserable. And at some point you think you're just damn fools for even being out in this weather. Remembering the warm stew at least you got in Kira Denival from the grumpy proprietor. But eventually you approach Caerconnig. It takes you about 2 hours along the path. And let me get you over to Caerconnig. And you've never actually visited here, Garrosh. You don't know that much about it. Whoops, sorry, the lighting's not quite right on this map.
That it's all black.
Yeah, it should say it in just a second. Yeah, so, yeah, you do know that there's the big lake there, the big loch. Yeah, what do you wish to do?
Where's the care?
Sorry, let me just to back. The care is sorry, it's getting. Well, the care is not looking the best, and as you approach, you see it on the outside. It is in ruins.
Not much of a castle.
Well, that wasn't worth the trip. Has it always looked that way, Garish?
Garish doesn't know.
Yeah, I haven't been here. I
Right.
haven't been to here. I have.
Now, what you did learn from Garrett's husband is that he did come here and he was looking to buy supplies from somewhere called the Frozen Fire Expeditions. That's something he did mention to you. And you guys are basically here, coming from Kira Denival. You are in Caerconnig.
I recall they wanted to restock supplies, I believe. What's the name of that shop again? We should look for it.
Yes, and Theodore just put in chat that you've hidden the cauldron in the same way to do it.
Yeah.
Judging just by the size of this town, it looks slightly bigger than Caer Denival, maybe 150 odd people. The only other thing you learnt about it is someone, I think it was Cardoth, the tiefling, he did mention that the speaker was some type of dragonborn who's perpetually drunk, yes.
Alright, so let's find the shopkeeper, talk to him. Let's find the speaker and talk to him too, if he's able to speak.
So as you approach this quiet city, you notice off in the distance behind it, you do see... sorry, I might have a handout for this. No, you do see the cairn, not that far away in the distance. You do see it kind of jutting up from there. See bundle up people shuffling between snow-battered houses. Their heads are bowed down, and they're barely bothering to look at you as you walk past them. It seems as if, this town probably feels abandoned like Kier Denival does. And you notice just around this sort of area, there's a bundle of snow, and it starts to kind of move a little bit. What do you do?
Back up.
Approach it.
Okay.
Dance. I don't know.
Dance break.
Does it look unnatural?
Snow doesn't normally move like this.
And there's no one to be seen.
Well, there could be someone under the snow. It's a pretty big snowbank. You don't know.
I'll cast Mage Hand and touch it from a safe distance.
Okay.
Just poke it. Sure.
As you touch it, this figure jumps out of the snowbank. And it says, "Who goes there? Is it thieves? Have I found those creeping bastards?" And... oh, I have a handout for you. Here it is. Boop! This figure comes out of the snow. It's a silver dragonborn, and he's got a bottle of ale in his hand that has frozen, so he's got a frozen bottle in his hands. And he says, "Hold, who goes here?
Guys, I think we found him.
What are you guys doing? What do you want? You're not that sturdy, stinking Duragar. What are you doing in my town?"
Sorry, what color is his scales?
Silver.
Ooh. So he's not cold. I see.
We're traveling. We're looking for two groups of people. Perhaps we've seen them, or know if they've come by. Who are you? Who are we speaking to?
My name is Trovis. I am the speaker of this town. Did you bring any supplies with you? Something other than the damn fish?
What kind of supplies do you need? Just food or anything else?
Food, firewood. Damn whiskey would be nice.
Unfortunately, we only have what's in our backpacks, a few rations for traveling, and we're not a merchant caravan, as you can see.
Oh, you're useless then, aren't you? And
Not entirely.
Hey!
he gets up and wanders and goes back into this house here. And slams the door behind him.
Prick.
Not really a people person.
And you hear some yelling from inside the house. And you need to be friendlier to these people. Making enemies left, right, and center is gonna help you, you old fool. And he hears sighings, and he comes out and he approaches you again and says, "Look, I apologize. This damn winter has got me down. I assume it's bad everywhere, but we're abandoned and no one's helped us, and I apologize. I mean, you look like a bunch of adventurers. I've done some adventures and some in my time. I've tricked people. Once I tricked a bunch of kobolds into thinking I was a dragon, and they gave me all the money. Ah, those were the days. And there's that one time I managed to throw an entire ogre, not just a wee mite either. I threw an entire ogre into a river. And there was that time I faced a dragon, looked it in the eye, before running away. Well, when I say running, I mean sauntering And he continues to babble on about various adventuring stories that he's had.
Insight check.
Sure. There's some truth to what he's telling, but like the person who catches the 6-inch fish, it turns into a 3-foot fish before long. So there's some truth to what he's saying, but he's definitely exaggerating the stories a little bit, and he continues to babble on about
I
it.
want to ask him. So, what if we had a way to help your town? I mean, in regard of supplies. Would there be any reward for us?
You'd have our undying gratitude, and as much fish as you could eat.
Anything more physical would you rather have?
Well, what do you have?
In terms of money and I don't know.
Well, it depends. If you got a head of a fish, I'll shake your hand. If you have some vegetables, I'll shake your hand vigorously. What do you have? How can you help my town? We're damn hungry.
What about as much food as you want?
You could offer such a thing?
Well, it depends. I'm saying it depends.
Look, if you have resources to such food, you need to hand it over right now.
My companion is talking nonsense. Obviously, we do not carry such supplies as we established earlier. You see. It was more of a theoretical, hypothetical situation in a few decades, and I tried to play it off.
Okay, make a persuasion check. Because what you're saying is technically true, because you don't have it on you. So make a persuasion check for me.
Sure. Trying to play it off like the garage is like really smart and is just like philosophically discussing ethics, like what if.
Okay.
There's persuasion.
I
17.
got a bit excited there. I mean, anybody who could promise endless food has gotta be off its rocker, am I right?
Yeah, too good to be true, right?
Too good to be true. But make yourself at home. We have a couple of places you could stay at. You could stay at the Hook, Line and Sinker if you wanted to. They're for a free half glass of beer as you enter. And then there's the Northern Lights, which is a bit of another tavern you could stay at. If you're looking to head further abroad, you could try Frozen Fry Expeditions. Lots of supplies can be found there. You'll find me at my house here. Quite frankly, I'm a bit hungover. I need to sleep off last night.
By the way, my questions regarding these travelers. Has a caravan with a leader called Torga Icevein? He's a merchant. Has he come by lately?
Haven't seen him for years. Not since this blasted winter started.
Well then. Okay. And the other group was a group of adventurers led by a human male. He had a tiefling, a halfling, and a Goliath like myself among his travelers, companions.
To be honest, I've spent most of my days drunk. We all cope with these blessed blasted winters as best we can. Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention, as you're approaching, there was another thing very similar to the other care. A bunch of knucklehead trout just left out in the open. So, so just a detail I forgot to mention there. So I spend most of my time drunk. If you're looking for adventures, maybe try the Frozen Fire Expeditions. Maybe they stocked up there.
And one more question, if I may. I was promised potential information in the cares. You see, I'm a scholar myself and looking for knowledge, law, and all that. You wouldn't happen to have a library still standing and not burned down like these brutes at Candidate?
Well, Any library we would had would be in the care, and as you can see, it's seen better days.
Glancing over it. What happened?
Well, it just got old, quite frankly. It wasn't well maintained, and then one day it just collapsed. Too much snow. Blizzard that was just too hard.
I see. Tragic. Well, thanks anyway. Shall we, guys?
Have you had any trouble with Duragar or any similar, not people, just similar trouble?
Yeah, we've had the odd Duragar come in and, steal some precious supplies. They're a nuisance. More like rats, you could say. But, not too bad. But I'd be pleased to see the back of them, though.
Is there anything we can do to help Kerkonig? Anything that needs doing around here?
Well, it seems as if, look, to be honest with you, we have been harassed by some, I don't know what they are, but the town has had some thievery problems. No one's seen anything really, but just the other night, the lantern over the Northern Light was stolen. I mean, it's kind of their signature thing. It's their lamp, and it was stolen. But Corey, the proprietor of the Northern Light, she won't let me hear the end of it because I haven't been able to find those responsible. Not yet, anyway. But I have a knack for this stuff. I'm gonna keep looking. So I'm not sure what's behind these thieves. Nobody's seen anything. As I said, we have seen some Duragar, but never caught one of those pesky bastards. So I don't know. So maybe Corey could use your help.
Corey? Who is that?
That's the proprietor of the Northern Lights, Corey.
Oh, okay. We'll go ask around.
Okay, well, I need to sleep off last night, so if you'd excuse me, got some sleeping to do. And by this time, it's like 11 o'clock in the morning. So
Guys, shall we go to the Frozen Far expeditions?
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. So, just 1 second. So the Frozen Fire expeditions is sorry, 1 second. Okay, so the Frozen Fires expedition is run. You go inside, and there's lots of bits and pieces there. There's adventuring gear, there's ropes, there's all sorts of things you'd use to climb up on a mountain. And inside is a person dressed in heavy white woolen clothings. And you hear some barking from a shed next to the Frozen Fire expeditions. And he says, "Oh, welcome, my friends. Well, what can I get for you?" Appears to be a human. "What can I get for you? You need some rope? You need some cold weather gear? You need something for your feet? What can I get for you?"
Information, actually.
"Oh, what?
If that's alright with you.
Sure. What can I help you with?"
So we are looking for a group of people that potentially grabbed some supplies from you.
Yeah.
Human, a tiefling, a Goliath, and a halfling.
Oh, yes, I remember those. Yeah, they're quiet people. I got them supplies. They didn't haggle over the price, which is nice. And yeah, they're nice, simple folk seeming off on an adventure. Yeah, so he turned up with, they were all well armed. There was the Goliath, the Tiefling, and so then a Halfling, that's right, as you said. And they got climbing gear, camping supplies. Then they headed for the hook, line, and sinker for some drinks. Or they said they planned to have a good night's rest before heading, before having a rest at the Northern Lights. And
So they've left the town then.
oh yes, they'll be well on their way now. I assume they're up the cairn and maybe heading back by now. Since it's been a while, the people don't usually go that long, so a little worried, to be honest.
Well, so are we, and that's why we are here. We're looking for them.
Oh, I wish you luck. Maybe if you're heading to the cairn, maybe you could use with some supplies, some robes, maybe. Is that something for your feet? And I've got some dogs for sale.
We've already got the best one.
Oh, it looks like a...
Boy behind the stairs.
Okay, fair enough. Well, let me know. I've got climbing gear, camping supplies. Help yourself. For a reasonable price, of course.
How much would the climbing gear cost us?
For a good pair of climbing gear to get you up the side of the mountain, that'll set you back a couple of gold pieces.
How many gold pieces?
2.
Right.
I mean, if you're planning to go all the way to the top of the cairn, then you'd need it. But you seem like good folk. You didn't necessarily need it to get most of the way up the mountain. But to summit it, if that is what you're after, then climbing gear would be an essential purchase.
In that case, I'd like to...
You'd like to buy some? 2 gold pieces.
Yes, please.
Okay, so he hands you over some climbing gear. Make a note of that in your inventory and say goodbye to 2 gold pieces.
I'll buy some as well.
Okay, done.
Me too.
So anybody who wants one, there's enough for everybody, so take off 2 gold pieces.
I mean, wouldn't the hammer and pythons and the rope be considered climbing gear, which some of us already have?
Yeah.
Or pythons, I'm not sure how it's pronounced.
Yeah, I've had this debate. I've heard it both ways.
Yeah, me too.
Yeah, so yeah, some of you have some of it, but this is as good a climbing gear. Like, if there was a Mount Everest in this world, this would be the best you could get, which is to say, good enough.
Good enough.
Good enough.
I've got as a climber, I've got a good perspective of what we're probably getting.
Okay, well, let me know if you want anything else.
Yeah, do you have any tinkering tools or let's say some screws, some nails, anything that you can build things with?
Oh, plenty of screws, plenty of nails.
I'll replenish my supplies because I used some of the supplies on the way, so I'm not sure how much that would cost.
On the house, my friend. You already bought me all those climbing gear, so on the house. It's just screws and nails, after all.
That's very generous of you. If we meet you at one of the taverns, there's a few drinks on us.
Ah, fantastic.
Well, kind sir, I'm terribly sorry, but I don't even think we've asked your name.
Yes, well, my name is... Just lost my notes here for a second. No, it's not Bob. We used to call things Bob. So I should have this prepared. The proprietor of Frozen Fire's expedition. He says, "My name is Atinus Swift. Pleasure to meet your service. And come back here anytime. And if you ever have the coin for dog sleds, then you know where to come."
I know where to find you. But I was wondering, when you were selling the equipment to the group we're looking for, did you overhear them talking about their specific destination and what they were looking for?
Just the care. Just the cairn, sorry. They plan to go up there. Beyond that, couldn't say.
Alright. Thank you very much.
How long do you need to climb the cairn?
Most people get up and down in a day. So as I said, it's odd that they haven't returned yet. But we shall see. Hopefully they return soon.
How long ago have they passed through?
3 days.
Quite some time. Hopefully they're not dead by now.
Hopefully not. They seem like good, decent, hard-working folk.
Are there different ways up the cairn? Or is it just go wherever?
I mean, you see the massive mountain behind you, just head straight for it.
So there's not a road or path leading up there?
There's not a road, but if you there's a way up the mountain, the south side. So if you just head straight towards the cairn, you can't really go wrong.
Thank you for the directions then. I'm not looking forward to this, but yeah. Seems like we have to, right?
Alright.
Okay.
By the way, I've met a bard, a human bard. Oh, is he human? Sorry.
Which bard is this?
No, sorry. Is the shopkeeper?
Oh, yeah.
Frozen Bard?
He's a human.
Human. Okay.
He's human. Yep.
I'll say. I met a female bard down south called Taylor Swift. Any relation with her?
Name doesn't ring a bell, friend, but Swift is a common name.
Yeah, I would assume so. But it doesn't hurt to ask, though.
Oh yeah, I heard of her. She filled like whole arenas down in Waterdeep.
Exactly.
Amazing voice. And the poetry, just marvelous.
Okay, so you bid farewell to perhaps a distant cousin of Taylor Swift. And you find yourself back in the streets of Caer Connig, and the cold takes you once again. Where do you go? There was the lantern that was stolen from the Northern Light, and it sounds as if these travellers went between all places.
I mean, what do you guys think? Shall we try to climb the mountain today or tomorrow? Seems like we need a full day, that is.
True. I would suggest going today, but I also think it might be practical to go by the hook, line, and sinker and the Northern Light to maybe get some more information on their goal or anything else they might know or spilled when they were drunk.
Yes.
Certainly.
They stayed at the Northern Light. Was that the tavern?
Northern Light is purely an inn, and the hook, line, and sinker is purely a tavern.
Okay.
It's one place for sleeping, one place for drinking. And the Northern Light is the place for sleeping.
We should be able to gather information pretty quickly, and then we could set out. What do you think?
Yeah.
Another day seems like lowering the probability that they'll stay alive.
Yeah, and we got pretty. We've all spell slots and we're all rested. So
okay, I'll tell you what we do. Since I assume you guys are going to come back in here a little bit more. You can more than welcome to hang out at these inns and these taverns and find out more. But I say, just for the sake of brevity, people did see the group of adventurers, and they were quiet and kept to themselves, and they headed off. They took some drinks at the Hook, Line, and Sinker, and slept at the Northern Lights, and then set off at first light about 3 days ago.
All right.
But as I said, you guys are probably going to come back here in a different session, and we can learn a little bit more about the town that way. But if you want to, you're more than welcome to head off to the cairn, which sounds like what you want to do. Is that what you want to do?
Then let's go. Yes, let's head off.
By the way, Theodore, I noticed those the little invention that you have put on your snowshoes. Do you have enough to make those for us as well?
You have enough for 2 more.
Actually, I already have in the cave.
Oh yeah.
Everybody has advantage against sleeping while they're wearing the
yes.
snowshoes now.
Yes, you're right.
Okay. Nice.
So you're up at Caer Konig now. And according to lots of people, Taylor Swift's Colours Atenus, you start making your way towards Kelvin's cairn. And the wind is whipping up here. It seems as if you're in a bit of a valley almost. It's very strong. And you see a rather strange sight above you about just an hour or so into the journey. And there's this big mound of snow. Like, lots of mound of snow. This is nothing unusual about that. But there appears to be a figure just sitting on top of it and is unmoving.
A monk.
Can we see what kind of creature it is?
Not from this far. It's humanoid, but not from this far. You can't tell. It's human-sized, so it could be an elf, could be a Goliath almost. Definitely not a dwarf. Definitely not a halfling. But just sitting there.
On our way? Or do we have to go?
Yeah. It's you were heading straight towards it. It'd be easy enough to walk around it though. But this figure is just sitting there. And as far as you can tell, unmoving.
Yeah, let's go see what it is.
Let's check it out.
As we're approaching him,
Mm-hmm.
Stax will kind of break away from the group and sort of try to stealth a little bit to make
Okay.
sure that...
Make me a stealth check. Okay, noted. So you approach this person and he's covered deeply in furs. And he's sitting, but he almost looks to be sitting on something. Something made of leather, and his legs are kind of wrapped around the leather.
I'll pull out as we approach and say, "Hail, friend. Are you well?"
Can everybody, except for Stax, make me a dexterity saving throw?
Oh.
Everybody except Stax.
Great.
Okay. Something moves underneath this figure. And Theodore, you all get thrown off the side. Garrosh, everybody except for Theodore, and Stello actually land on their feet. And a creature emerges from underneath you. And as opposed to explain it, I am just going to show you.
Was this person riding the creature, or is this a separate creature?
Yes.
One or the other.
I'll show you.
So
and
he
it'll
was
all make
riding
sense. It'll all make sense in just a second. So the snow underneath you shakes and moves, and you're thrown off. Some of you land on your butt, some of you do not. And then off to the side, you see a massive white leathery ring emerge from the snow. Then another white leathery ring emerges from the snow. And then a snout appears and the creature rises up to its full height and shakes off the snow. And a massive white dragon appears underneath you.
Okay.
Excuse me?
I
And-
surrender.
And that is the point which we will end tonight's session.
Yeah.
And yes, this is a massive dragon. For the players, it's an ancient white dragon. You can almost tell it by looking at it. It's got some scars on it, and it is massive. You guys everybody's heard stories of the dragons. People boast about seeing them, and it is wide known that these are not to be messed with. And let's just say,
There's a rider on its back.
yeah, and the rider's still not moving. It's just stayed locked there. Everybody make me a nature check. Or history, if you're proficient in history.
Sure, I'll do history.
I'm
Okay.
actually. Is this like a magical thing?
No, not magical.
So I have expertise in history if it's a magical or similar thing.
It is not. Okay, Theodore and Stax, you do know that white dragons are considered to be of average intelligence, which is below intelligence for dragons, who continue very intelligent. So, about human level intelligence, and they are noted for being incredibly mean and vindictive. They are nasty, nasty creatures. So, yeah, that should be interesting next week, guys. They say never throw ancient dragons at low-level party members, but I never believed that myself.
We'll see.
We will see. Okay, but take care, guys. Keep safe out there, and I hope everybody had a good time. And we will see you next week.
Thanks
Thanks
for
for
the
the
session.
Okay, take care.
See you next week.
Take care. Bye-bye.